Hey there, it's your friend Stormy Warren here, and I want to invite you to my new home, the Big 615, exclusively on TuneIn. So what is the Big 615? Well, simply put, it's the official home of country music broadcasting live from Nashville to the world. Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn. Get the latest on country music, from your favorite artists to the hottest songs climbing up the charts. Oh, and it's commercial free. That means a whole lot more music and a whole lot more country. Hear it all on the Stormy Warren Show, weekdays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central. Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn. And I look forward to having you join me on the Big 615.
This is your country station.
The Big 615.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Join me every Thursday at 1 p.m. exclusively on the Odyssey app as we go live with Odyssey. Join in on the action as we cover interesting facts, top 10 lists, and some fun new games. Follow the Men's Room page on the Odyssey app and join in all the fun Thursday afternoons at 1.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 18, episode number 3902. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery! And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, the return of Who Sucks Less. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, Men's Room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Clack, clack.
Drinking it down. All right, here we go. Canadian man breaks into a bakery at 3 a.m., eats 6 cupcakes. Then he cleans up his mess. Meanwhile, 4 break into the Jurassic exhibition in Atlanta to hang out with T-Rex. Police help man restart car twice, then realize he's driving a stolen car. Police nab thief who could help you with your gums, plaque, and tar. And not 1 but 2 Hawaiian tourists attempt their own Ride the Ducks tour. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, technology. The word technology is defined as the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes. And it can be that, no doubt, but unlike me, it's not always perfect. Ever butt dial 911? Hit reply all to something that no one should have read? Forget to mute the mic on your Zoom call? Or how about your Roomba running through and then smearing a dog turd? Now, these are the garden variety glitches that just kind of make you scream an expletive, but it can always be worse. In Hawaii, a tourist following her GPS, well, she followed it directly into the ocean at a boat launch. And this happened exactly 1 month earlier when 2 tourists followed their GPS, also drove their vehicle into the ocean at the same boat launch. Now, maybe they'd be better off in a self-driving car. Then again, maybe not. In a 10-month period, 400 car crashes were caused by, quote, driver assist technology. A woman in Utah, she was in her Tesla, had it on autopilot. While she was driving, she was looking at her phone. Her Tesla, however, was not looking at the fire truck that had stopped in front of her. In Nevada, during a demonstration of self-driving vehicles, said vehicle slammed into the back of a semi. This happened on the Las Vegas Strip. But the latest tech, the tech that's getting all the attention, is AI / the chatbot. Well, the folks at the National Eating Disorder Association, they were quick to embrace AI. In fact, they fired all of the humans that ran their hotline and replaced them with the chatbot that they named Tessa. Then they quickly took Tessa offline because when you called their help hotline for help with your eating disorder, Tessa encouraged you to continue your bad eating habits. It's like offering, seriously, it misunderstood its purpose. It's like offering a recovering alcoholic a pint of whiskey or the suicide hotline explaining how to tie the perfect noose. That's basically what this AI chatbot did. But hey, we all live and learn. Not all of us are good with technology. Some people are better than others. But sometimes technology does you dirty. In fact, if it wasn't for that tech, I never would have had this problem. And that's what today's question is. When did technology do you dirty?
Be part of the big show. Call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Whether you're doing a dance to your favorite artist in the office parking lot or being guided into Warrior One in the break room before your shift, whether you're running on your Peloton tread at your mom's house while she watches the baby, or counting your breaths on the subway.
Inhaling and long exhale out.
Peloton is for all of us, wherever we are, whenever we need it. Download the free Peloton app today. Peloton app available through free tier or paid subscription starting at $12.99 per month.
Start summer with a $500 Visa gift card. NC Machinery is offering big rewards on small excavators. Grab a Cat Mini excavator and demolish jobs. Dig deep or move material with the smallest line of Cat products. Do more with less. That's right, small is big right now. Big rewards and big savings for your pocket. For a limited time, NC Machinery is offering a $500 Visa gift card, as well as financing of 0% for 36 months for qualified buyers. Now is the time to reward yourself. Terms and conditions apply while supplies last.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, but tell us, away we go. Welcome to Season 18, Episode number 3902. What a large and a charged program we have for you this beautiful afternoon. Guaranteed future repeat, Steve. The exciting return of Who Sucks Less. How those three stories looking this week on Who Sucks Less?
I'll be honest with you, man. These people suck. I mean, they do. They just, goddamn, man.
People doing bad things.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I think we'll all agree on that.
And you find those three stories every week, and it's up to us out of the three to determine which one sucks the least. So who sucks less coming up? Any hints?
Not really, but again, kind of like last week, man. The person who I feel sucks the least, I kind of like the least. It's just what they did is probably the least harmful overall.
Okay.
But I hate them. You know, it's such a weird thing. Like, I hate you more than the other two people, but you're the best of the three. That's my opinion.
Okay.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Also on tap today as we head on over exclusively to the Odyssey app. It is the Men's Room Happy Hour. You get more Men's Room every Monday through Friday at 6. If you don't have that app, Odyssey app, download it now. It's absolutely free. You want to search for the Men's Room page. All things Men's Room in one location. Yeah. That includes the Men's Room radio channel, all of our podcasts. Ted, I know, did you do a new The Podcast last night?
We did a The Podcast, and there's a fresh Megacast out as well.
Ooh, Fred, okay. You can still smell it. It's like bread.
Mm-hmm. You can. You were just in the bathroom. You could smell it.
Yeah, I certainly did. And I knew it was you.
What was for dinner last night?
Drinking some cherry juice there, Miles.
For your leg.
Yeah, it kind of runs through you.
Oh, it does, really?
Yeah.
I walked in. There's a certain crispness to the air, but I knew it
smelled
was
like a cherry blossom tree.
It did not.
Easter
It did not. It did not. If that's what cherry blossom smelled like, they would take down every one of them.
Even the ones in D.C.
They would chop them down.
So join us for the Men's Room Happy Hour in episode number 396 today. A little pre-funk for the Duran Duran show, Climate Pledge Arena.
There you go.
We'll be talking about all our favorite Duran Duran memories or something like that. Well, I'll tell you, download the Odyssey app. It's absolutely free. Keep in mind, the Men's Room Happy Hour channel only goes live at 6. We'll see you there for more Men's Room. And today on the question, we're going to talk about technology doing you dirty. Mm-hmm. And technology can do you dirty in a lot of different ways, depending on the technology you're using at the time and how it seems to either be human error or, in some cases, the error of whatever you're using.
And that's the thing, right? So a lot of times the error is on us, but if that tech did not exist, it wouldn't be a problem. So how many, during the COVID thing, right? Everyone is on Zoom calls, every business meeting. How many people they forget to mute their mic, you hear them fart. You hear them masturbating, or in a couple of cases, you see them masturbating because they didn't realize their camera was still on. Right? So they're laying in bed. They'd contribute to the meeting like, yeah, I hear you, boss. And you realize they're laying in bed, shucking the corn like, Jesus Christ. But 40 people are watching them do it. Anytime we have a Zoom meeting, when it's a company-wide Zoom meeting, we have a lot to say. So I repeatedly asked Mike or VD, depending whose computer I'm watching it on, you're sure the mic is muted?
That's very important.
I repeat that question over and over. Because sometimes it's like, look how stupid that person looks, or look how hot that chick is, or what the hell is hanging on the wall in the background, right? Because we all pass judgment.
And all the pointing that you're doing is also why I keep the camera off during all this.
Well, that's the thing, you know. I understand how I am. So it is, you know, it's vitally important that both the camera and the, because VD does it as well. So I'm in VD's studio, company-wide thing, and the boss will kind of ask, you know, if I'm present or whatever. And VD will flip his camera on for 1 second. They can see both of us there. And then he flips it right back off.
Yep. You'll be surprised.
Seriously, man.
The last one, I was sitting at my desk and Taryn had it on, and then at the end I just kind of walked over, and our GM was like, "Oh, it's good to see Ted here, but I've been here the whole time."
Yeah, man. Gotta let him know.
Well, even on our daily text line, 206-803-ROCK or 7625, we'll get some people who are texting in very personal messages to either their friends or their loved ones at times, not realizing that they're actually texting to the radio station as they believe that, you know, the correct recipient is getting some of these messages. And a lot of the times, they are not being sent to the right place.
And we never tell them, hey, this is the wrong text. We respond in a way that will probably upset them. Because there was someone, I guess he was running late. Basically, the text was, hey, babe, running late, that kind of thing. Can you put something in the oven or something to that effect? Pretty benign, typical relationship stuff, right? So I believe I responded something to the effect of, like, I'm tired of this S, go F yourself, I'm not doing it. They respond back like, bitch, have you lost your mind? What the F? I respond back like, F you, we'll talk about this S when you get home. We probably had like 5 text exchanges. And look, maybe that's not the right thing to do, but it brought me great entertainment. Finally, they pieced it together. It says, LOL, Jesus, this is the radio station. My bad. Ha, ha, ha. I was like, all right, man. I'm glad he figured that out before he got home. And I started telling the girlfriend, what are you talking about? I wasn't arguing with you about this.
Oh, Ted and I were in the office one day, and I was in my wit's end on a phone call that I was having with a significant other. And I mean, I was just fuming. I was so pissed off because the last thing I wanted to do was come home and just step into it.
Right.
I just want to go home and relax, you know. And I realize I'm in a situation. I'm stepping into it, and I cannot. The tirade that I let go after I hung up the phone, and Ted was in there, and I just kind of threw every single thing out there that could possibly be said, which was not very nice at all. And looked down, and I had not hung up my phone. Yep. So I went from a very bad situation for whatever reason to an absolutely horrific one by the time that I made it home. Matter of fact, I made it a point to stop, get a beer, get a shot or two.
Oh, yeah.
Take my time a little bit because I knew when I get home, it's just going to be 2 hands on the hips, and here it comes.
How bad was it? Was it as bad as you anticipated?
Sure. Mr. Miles curses a lot.
Yes, he does.
How long? I know, that's what my son said.
I drop words that I would not normally drop. The only drop.
Did it start with this letter?
I'd say in Australia, it would have been friendly.
The only word
you can't. You got, man, if you're going to, look, you could say a lot of things, right? We understand. Don't drop the female version of the N-bomb, brother. Don't do it.
I crossed all the I's and the T's except for the N-bomb. Trust me, there was not a word.
That would have been weird if you dropped the N-bomb in there.
And you know what else?
Then you know I'm mad.
Miles, did you call me?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did it a couple months ago. I was texting with somebody. I was waiting for them. And then I was texting. No, I did not drop the N-bomb a couple months ago. I'm like, geez, Mike.
Where are you at?
Mike's on fire today. And then I was texting with my friend.
All right.
So I was waiting for this person, and then I was going to go meet up with my friend afterwards. So I'm texting them both, and then I said something like 350, 450, now it's 550. Come on. And then I get a text back that's like, I said I'm sorry. Things happen.
You told me
that's
about that.
a weird one. And I'm like, oh, I did not send that to my buddy. I sent it to that other person.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I've done it before. I've done it before with Castle. Castle was in Fremont partying one night, and he wanted to come over and drink some beers and hang out. It's probably like getting close to 10:30, 11 o'clock, whatever the deal was. He sent me a text like, you up? And I'm like, I sent back. I was like, yeah, I'm up. You going to get your ass over here or not? If not, I'm going to bed.
Right.
Well, I sent that to my daughter. Oh, now my daughter now thinks that I got some action.
Some side action going. Like, yeah.
I could not convince her that I did not have somebody coming over there to you up kind of text. And I was like, dude, I swear to God, like, this is my buddy. She's like, yeah. The whole you up thing. Yeah, I'm up. And all the things that I kind of.
Did you ask your daughter, why do you know that?
I read it and I was like, you know what? You're not wrong. Because that's how it looks.
Sure.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
But you're wrong.
Yeah. Well, yes. But
you're not wrong. But you're wrong.
But she's like, Dad, are you dating? Who is it? Are you dating someone? Are you?
You should have said I'm dating Ryan.
I'm like, kid, no. I said, I had a buddy who was going to stop over. And she's like, yeah, like 11:30 of a buddy that's going to stop over.
We do drugs, baby, all right?
I live in Fremont.
Okay. Fremont. That's how it works.
Sometimes he just comes over to take a crap at my house. It's not like it's really anything crazy. It's like, dude, you got a heater coming on.
Right.
Don't want to do it here. Whatever the thing is. I'm just like, all right. But
I sent a very raunchy you up text, which would have been fine to the girl I was sending it to. This was a few years ago.
But did you send it to her?
No.
Oh.
I sent it to a mutual friend, I'd say of Miles and I and Jay's.
Okay.
Who's a very nice person who is definitely married. And it was, I was like, I am so.
How raunchy? Like on a 1 to 10 scale of raunchy. Were you like saying, hey, if you come by, I want to do this kind of thing?
No, but close.
Okay.
God, man.
You don't have to tell me what it said. I'm just saying.
No, I can't believe I haven't.
Specific.
It was. I can't believe I haven't. Like, are you ready for this?
Oh, okay. No. And you said.
Are you ready for this thing that's about ready to happen?
Yes.
Okay. Was it a specific thing that was going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh. Right. How long did it take you to find out that you'd sent it to the wrong person?
Oh, it took a few hours because it was like midnight. The other person, as a normal person, was not up.
They didn't know.
They woke up to this.
Right. And to their credit, they were like, I assume this is the wrong, like, you didn't mean this for me. And I was like, I did not.
Oh, my God.
And that's one of those, like, she texted me, and I texted her. I was like, I am so sorry. And she's like, cool. But, like, I mean, I've seen her a bunch of times. We just don't talk about it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You're not going to bring it up, man.
You kind of do want to do that with somebody. Just throw out some crazy ass text message.
Right.
You know what I mean? All the dirty things you're going to do. And then when they get in the morning and say, like, I'm assuming that this wasn't meant for me, like, no, my bad. And then see what happens.
Or just say, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess you could. I don't have the guts to actually do that, though.
I will say, I don't want to say what the situation was, but someone I know was spoken poorly of on an email. All right. And it's no big deal because, people talk about people. We know this. But they accidentally got CC'd into the conversation. So this person then opens their email and sees all this S that's being slung about them. And they pretty much hit the roof. Like, they confronted them about it. Like, look, I don't care if you like me, but you don't need to say this about me to someone else. And also, I would say, look at your CC.
Very much so. Work situation on that.
Man, I've gotten close. I got real close.
One time I wrote back, I don't have time for this S, right?
Right.
Well, that went to everybody. Client.
Oh, no.
They didn't see it in the chain for whatever reason. It was never brought up to me.
Man, look,
I saw it on a reply after that one.
Did it work?
Or I couldn't delete the damn thing.
Right. Once it's out there, man, it's out there.
I couldn't delete it. It was on the chain. It was just like, oh, Jesus, man. Oh, God.
Okay. How long did you have to sweat that out before you realized you're in the clear? Because you can't have a client.
Nobody said anything.
Okay.
So I just shut up.
Yep.
Yeah, Miles spent a ton of time for that.
If it gets brought up to me, I go like, well, there it is. That's what I did. Like,
my bad.
What am I supposed to do? Like, deny that? It's my email, and it's what I said.
And to a lot of our coworkers, I would simply say, you don't have to hit reply all. All right, and it's not that they're saying anything bad. I understand you're having a conversation in and among yourselves, but we don't care.
No, we don't.
And please stop hitting reply all because my inbox gets full of the scrap about one thing I truly do not care about.
I'll just throw this one thing out there. We don't need an update.
We don't.
We come to work every day.
Yeah, we're here. We know.
That's it.
I'll also say,
pretty good idea what's going on.
If you're going to reply all, fine, but if you've missed the cluster by like 2-3 days.
Oh, my God.
You missed it. Just go ahead and delete the email.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
We talked about this 4 days ago. Congratulations.
You got a weekend that goes by, 4 days later. Yeah. Congrats on the promotion. Right. Like it was last year. It was last year.
God almighty.
I know. It's like dip in the ink.
Forget it. Same thing. You would get it sooner if they sent a letter.
Jesus Christ.
Honest to God.
Sorry, Mike.
Drop it in the mail. We'll hear from you
handwritten
sooner.
letter.
Yes. God damn.
Double spacing.
When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Start summer with a $500 Visa gift card. NC Machinery is offering big rewards on small excavators. Grab a Cat Mini excavator and demolish jobs. Dig deep or move material with the smallest line of Cat products. Do more with less. That's right, small is big right now. Big rewards and big savings for your pocket. For a limited time, NC Machinery is offering a $500 Visa gift card, as well as financing of 0% for 36 months for qualified buyers. Now is the time to reward yourself. Terms and conditions apply while supplies last.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
To Hawaii, where a tourist drove her car into the water at a small boat harbor on the Big Island. Two fishermen nearby were there to assist the motorist and filmed the vehicle sinking late on the evening of May 29th. Drew Salmonson and his son Mason captured the moment and shared it on Instagram. In the video, the car slowly sinks into the harbor as the high beams light up the emerald water.
I like how they try to paint a beautiful picture.
In the video, the fisherman yelled for the driver to immediately abandon the vehicle as she grabs her belongings and attempts to turn off the windshield wipers.
Why?
As the motorist swims to their boats, sirens are heard approaching the dock. The man added, the fisherman, that in the comment section that he watched the motorist drive into the water from the top of the ramp, quote, "We're trying to land the boat and screaming the whole time to get her attention. But her GPS had told her to go there. So she drove right in." He explained, by the way, World Surf League champion Kelly Slater, who lives on the island, responded, "So many questions." Hawaii News now reports that the visitor suffered no injuries. The vehicle has since been salvaged. A spokesman with the Hawaii Department of Land and Natural Resources said there is no plans to add signage to the harbor. It's really clear that this is a ramp that leads directly into the water. I think that's enough. Our question, when did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Randy. Welcome to the Men's Room.
What's happening, fellas?
Hola.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if Ted probably has, but they've really remodeled or rehabbed the Ruston Way area down here in Tacoma, Point Ruston.
It's awesome.
And just really beautiful, yeah. So not too long ago, my daughter and I just kicking back at the house. I said, hey, let's take a drive down to the waterfront. Didn't know anything was going on down there, and so we just took a drive down there, check it out, walk along in the sun or whatever. My wife was at work, and so when I get down there, unbeknownst to us, there's this big craft fair going on, and there's live music and just all sorts of stuff we didn't expect. And I thought, oh man, this is cool. So texted my wife while she's at work, and I said, hey, there's all sorts of stuff going on down here. There's live music and crafts and a bunch of really nice booths. BOOTHS, like craft booths.
Yes.
My text auto-corrected to boobs. BOOBS. And so I texted my wife at work while I'm down there with my daughter, man, there's a bunch of really nice boobs down here. And, I get this I get the angry face emoji and, why would you tell me that? And I'm like, man, why is she so mad that there's a craft fair going on down here, until I go back and read my text and realize I was telling her about
all the boobs.
Yeah, I mean, look, in her defense, there is a lot of nice boobs down in that new Ruston.
I'm sure she knows that, but does not want to hear that, right? That's the whole thing.
Man.
You know I'm looking at boobs, but I'm not going to tell you, baby, I'm staring at boobs.
You do that couples walk around Green Lake.
Right.
I'm dead serious. You just do the couples walk around Green Lake. Let's go get some exercise, walk around Green Lake. And there's just this woman coming towards you, and she's got a tank top on, and everything's there, and she walks past, and there's just an immediate shot look, just boom, like looking at me. And I'm like, yeah, yes, of course. Just like the guy who jogs by who's got washboard abs and, built like a 10-ton brick, you know what? Are you going to ignore that when he runs by? No, you shouldn't.
My wife's cool about it because she can't, if she finds someone attractive, she does not realize she does this, but she outwardly makes a noise.
So do I.
Right? So just, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I get it, and I don't care. I'm not worried about it, but soak it in, but don't give me grief for boobs. But to give you an idea, my wife, we were in Florida, and a super duper ridiculously hot chick is walking along the beach, right? And she's walking back like to her family. And it's almost like a movie. I felt like she's walking in slow motion, or maybe I was just staring at her that long, but in a bikini. I mean, just fantastic, drop dead gorgeous, unbelievable. I'm sitting on the beach. My wife's in the water. I got mirrored shades on, got a book in front of me. I'm checking her out. I'm just like, yeah, but you can't tell where my eyes are. And if you were to look, I'm reading the book. So I watch her walk all the way over to her family. My wife gets out of the water. She's kind of smirking at me, and she goes, I know you're trying, but your book's upside down. It's like, God damn it. Like, good looking out, baby.
That's not technology. That's just you being
that's just me being stupid.
When in technology do you dirty, 206-803-ROCK.
And by the way, he made a good point about the boobs thing, because autocorrect has burned everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And the problem is, I don't know about you, I rarely read my text before I hit send. Yeah. You're just typing it up, and you don't think especially if you know you spelled the word correctly. And then autocorrect will change it anyway. So I bet you he spelled booths correctly. Yeah. And for whatever, they shouldn't call it autocorrect. They should call it like auto change. Because it will change things. But I'm like, I did not spell the word wrong. You're making an assumption about what I want to put in the sentence. And if I send this, because my wife, she's figured it out. So a lot of times, she's like, oh, really? You're going to do blankety, blankety, blank, blank. I'm like, that is not what I meant.
Well, back to the C word. Someone told me that the text...
They did autocorrect to that.
You've been typing that word too much.
Yeah, that's exactly what someone said. They said, if it autocorrects to this, that means that your phone is used to you
typing that in.
And I'm like, no.
Are you sure?
Yes. Like, who am I going to send that to?
What word even gets closer? Like cunning?
No. Charlie?
I don't know.
Your buddy, like, hey, man, I'm dealing with this old
cumbersome. No.
I'm trying to think what you could put on autocorrect besides that's what you want to put in the text.
There's no person in my life
except the one
that I have any feelings that go that deep where I would use that word to call them that.
But didn't you call them?
Oh, I disagree.
Well, I mean,
I don't think you hate, but like.
In the moment,
maybe you've had a few beverages. Like, I don't think you hate him that much, but I can see you fired off.
He would be a dude. Like, is he playing tomorrow? Oh, okay. Well, then
he's a right. But still,
exactly.
But, okay, so here's my question: about autocorrect. Assuming that what you're saying is true, and I don't know if it's true, Miles. I think you might use the word all the time, but
I said to my daughter, "Who's that one? See your friend? What's her name?"
If you typed it out, I feel like even if you typed it out intentionally. The best thing autocorrect could do would be like, are you sure this is what you want to say, right?
Right.
Just based on the magnitude, are you sure this? Not, hey, I'm going to correct it to that.
Well, thank God you can now delete text messages. I believe. I have not done it. I just heard the technology is possible.
On an iPhone?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, like I said, I haven't been in a position. I mean, there are texts that I've sent that I kind of wish I hadn't, but I knew I was sending it at the time. It was not errant. It's just like, so, and it's like anything. My wife and I were laughing about this the other day. Just you're having like that text argument kind of thing. You know what I mean? Then you see her 3 dots pop up, and they're up there for 15 minutes, and just comes back with, all right. And then when I get home, like, what did you want to say? Because you were typing away for 15 minutes. She goes, well, I was venting because it feels better to get it out of your system, and then you don't hit send. I'm like, I'm kind of glad you did, but I'm like, those dots were there for a long time. Mm-hmm. You keep gazing up at your phone like she's still typing, and you came back with a one-word response. Fine.
Yep. When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Just a PSA here, too. Remind people, Thrill and I were having this conversation a few weeks ago, you just be careful what you text. Because text can be reread, brought into court cases, this and that. I'm not saying you should dress somebody down on the phone, but that would be a better option than sending what you think in a text.
Right. When things get real heated, like, pick up the phone and make...
especially if you're going through a divorce or something.
Oh, my God. Right.
Not that it matters.
Yeah. It could be court fodder.
It's an equal...
depending what you say, though.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. I could have, in this state, sex with 15 women and record it and send the videos over.
Right.
It's still down the middle 50-50.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I'm serious. Like, you could be the worst person in the world, but in Washington State, you just split the assets and walk away.
It probably makes her life easier. But we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it.
Do you need a divorce lawyer? Sure. I would definitely recommend one. Do you have to have one? Look, it's a formula. It's like 2 + 2 = 4. You can't change that.
Right.
So no matter what it is, the formula remains the same. You just have to figure out what you own and then figure out how to divide that
what you're willing to give up, sure.
Right, exactly. But as long as it's a 50-50 split.
I'm keeping the bike frame, you get the tires.
It is exactly like that, yeah. When did technology, not that I would know, when did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Dwight. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Okay, guys, this one goes back to the early 90s when I was in 6th grade. So we're all kids, doing what kids do, mischievous mischief, all that stuff. So we're around getting bored. What's there to do? So we decide, hey, let's start chucking rocks at this building. So we start chucking rocks at the building, shatter a few windows, think it's cool, call it a day, and that's about it. So me and my buddies, we go back to my house, we're bragging about it. Well, one of my other buddies says, oh, crap, it's 6 o'clock. I got to call my dad and check in. So he gets on the phone, dials it up, calls his dad. Hey, Dad, I'm over at Dwight's house, just checking in with you, and I'll give you a call later. Well, when he goes to hang up the phone, he doesn't set it all the way in the cradle. So the answering machine still recording, and what do? We sit there and BS for the next 5-10 minutes about how we just shattered out all these windows, chucking rocks, and doing all this mischievous stuff on our way to school, our way home from school. So then my buddy Steve, he ends up going home. The next day we get back to school, Steve is not very happy. And so I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, dude, my dad's coming over to your house after school today, and we're gonna be in big trouble. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, yeah, remember when I left my message to check in? He was like, the answering machine recorded all of that, and my dad heard everything.
How bad was it when his dad showed up at your place?
It was bad because I lived with my grandparents, and I was pretty much there on like, hey, you screw up here anymore, and you're going to go somewhere else. So, yeah, I was real scared.
Well, did one of the parents go to the place that you guys destroyed and say, hey, my son did this, we're responsible for this?
No, you don't want to pay money.
Yeah.
Did they do that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, my buddy's dad.
I'm not sure I would have done that as a dad. I'd have been like, I'm going to ground you.
Oh, yeah, my kid would be in trouble. But look, brother.
I'm not taking it to another level.
You don't have a job. I do. I'm not trying to pay. So here's the good news. We're not going to let them know you
exactly.
did it.
I'm not trying to not teach you the right thing to do. We ain't doing the right thing right now because you messed up.
We're not entirely doing the right
Correct.
thing.
Well, by me punishing you, we're doing the right thing.
That's the right thing.
That's the extent of it.
And then we're going to stop because I didn't do it. And I'm not trying to spend money on this. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's all. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Wait, what'd you do? Okay, I can't believe you're talking to the business. I mean, I guess that is the better thing to do. I'm just saying I would not have done that.
When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
I mean, I think it's a little different now. Once in a while, you get a pocket message.
Sure.
But generally, it's an older person or somebody. But that answer machine used to screw people over. Like, I've said the story before, but my buddy Bernie and his brother, he has a big family. They're in their truck. They got a car phone or whatever. This is 20 years ago.
Sure.
Same thing. They call him, right? And let's just say you got a big family. There's some siblings that might have completely different views on certain things.
Sure.
Right? Mm-hmm. Now, you guys know Bernie. I love Bernie. Bernie can be a little harsh in the way he talks to people.
You don't say.
And his one brother is just like him. They have another brother who I would say is a little nicer and has different views, like politically, this and that.
Yeah.
So him and his one brother, they do not hang up the phone, and same thing. They left like a 10, 12-minute message calling him a dumbass, jackass. Can you believe how stupid our brother is? And the idea was they needed him to work on something that they were building. And the one brother, I don't blame him. He didn't talk to him for almost like a year.
Wow.
And then we would show up to like family events and be like, no,
we're good.
Really?
We're good.
Well, he's nicer, but he's still their brother.
He's still...
So it's like, he would have been fine punching one of them.
When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
A couple of quick texts here. We're talking about autocorrect, right? Or someone here calls it autocorrupt. Says, I had my phone autocorrect to a woman that I was seeing. And I was trying to say, trust me, I'm sorry. But autocorrect changed it to, resist me, I'm dirty.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sure that did not help. And Miles, as far as your phone autocorrecting to the C-bomb, trying to figure it out, based on who you are, they said maybe punt.
It could have been that.
You're talking about punting?
Sure,
I like to punt.
I really love to do
punt.
that. Yeah, that's it.
Hey, man, they're trying to help you out. I'm just saying.
I like that he's just using it that much.
Yeah.
That his phone's like,
just assume.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to God.
It's the letter C.
I swear to God.
All caps.
Now the F word, yes.
Oh, the F word constantly.
The C word, never.
How many times is your phone? All right, so that's the other thing with autocorrect, right? So based on the frequency with which you use words, it should correct to that based on the sentence before that. and I keep trying to convince my phone, I don't ever mean ducking, right? So I realize I will send off this pissed off text, pissed off about something. So you're kind of like explaining it to your wife or explaining it to your buddy. I'm like, but it ends up sounding really stupid because you're like, I don't understand these ducking morons that made this dumbass ducking decision. I'm like, now when I read it back, I don't sound angry. I sound stupid. You know,
I think they know. But you were trying to be polite as well.
No, they do know what you meant, but then they're laughing. Like, you're looking for that little bit of, yeah, man, I got your back. But by the time you talk to them, they're laughing at you like, ooh, you hate ducks, don't you?
When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jeb. Welcome to the men's room.
Boo, bitches.
Boo.
What's up, guys?
Hi,
So technology did me dirty whenever... So last semester, I was a freshman coming into UNC Charlotte, and I got the good idea to rush a frat. So whenever I was rushing, I got asked to go on a sorority date function. This sorority was the particular one who had, you know, like any sorority, there's a bunch of hot chicks, but this one promoted body positivity. So there's also, you know, a couple hefty women in that sorority.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So, well, based on where you live. Well, based on where you live, yes, we know what you're saying.
They're just playing the odds. Yeah.
People can join sororities.
Yeah, unless they get on coke, then they get super skinny.
All right.
But
sure.
Call it like he sees it.
Yep. Straight shooter, this guy.
Yeah. I go to this date function, and you know I'm macking on this girl, and she's digging on me, and then her friend comes up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm too drunk. I gotta go home." So you know my date bails on me, and I'm just stuck at this bar, like, dang. So I'm in the library one day, kind of talking about it to some of my buddies, and I'm like, "Yeah, I got C blocked by this big girl, right?" And I didn't know that some of the sorority girls were behind me. And before I knew it, they got on their group chats and took off with it. They were like, yep, Jeb's talking crap, saying he got C blocks by a big girl at our date function and stuff. And on the way back from the library, I just got daggers. It seemed like every girl who walked by me knew about it. I mean, and like I said, these are some big girls too, and they weren't scared to come up to me and confront me about it. Like, oh, I heard you thought so-and-so was fat, this and that. I was just like, oh my gosh. But those group chats, it was a matter of minutes, man.
It was a matter of minutes.
My name was dragged through the mud.
How long were the daggers shooting your way?
They were super duper long. It was awful.
Well, you know what? So what? There's other sororities. So you don't get to go to the Kappa Kappa Gamma hayride.
Oh, you know, I do like this one.
That sounds personal, Miles. Kappa Kappa Gamma hayride.
Delta Gamma, whatever.
Somebody here says, don't worry if it changes to ducking. You're still using foul language. Nope, wrong one. That was very David Caruso. See what
I'm
they did
going to
there?
use that.
Yeah. Don't worry if it changes to ducking. You're still using foul language. Well done. Well done.
When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hey there, it's your friend Stormy Warren here, and I want to invite you to my new home, the Big 615, exclusively on TuneIn. It's the official home of country music broadcasting live from Nashville to the world. Get the latest on country music, from your favorite artists to the hottest songs climbing up the charts. Oh, and it's commercial-free. Hear it all on the Stormy Warren Show, weekdays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central. Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
89.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
What do I got here? Couple of pocket dial moments. Let's see here. While out partying after a concert, One man, user's ex-girlfriend, pocket dialed him while he was in the drive-thru at McDonald's.
All right.
He overheard her telling her friends that she, in fact, had cheated on him that night.
Oh, damn.
He did not answer the call and had the whole conversation recorded as a voicemail. Kept the message and never told her that he knew because he wanted to see if she would eventually confess. Well, she never confessed. He then played her the message. She proceeded to deny it and said it was a joke. He dumped her that night. And one more here. Let's see here. Calling in sick. After making some pretty poor party choices for the 4th of July, one man completely lost track of time, ended up drinking until 7:30 in the morning.
Jesus.
It was safe to say, it was a woman. She was not sober enough to be at work in 30 minutes. So she called her boss, letting them know she was not feeling well and was not going to make it into work that day. She then proceeded to tell her friends about her antics from the night before. Well, later she noticed that her phone called her boss again, but this time left a message, which believed was about her drinking and drunken bannering. Next morning when she went to work, her boss said to her, "It's okay. I was 23 years old once."
All right, at least he's cool.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Got a couple more autocorrect texts. Says, I once had an autocorrect to my wife that went from, hey, almost done with laundry to almost done with Lauren. And as they say, that was fun. Someone else says, oh, God, where to go? I was texting my sister-in-law, sending her a message to see if she was still going to hang with her sister. Autocorrect changed it, and it said, are you still going to bang with your sister? Much different, much different. Hello, Mark. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, I'll get started. I was on my way home from work and called the wife to set up my excuse for why I was going to be late. Sat down the phone and I pulled into one of my favorite massage places. Went inside. And it was, I handed her some money, and she says, what do you want? And I'm saying, whatever this will get me, it's this amount of money.
I think we're following it.
Yeah. So in the room, I had my phone in my pocket. I throw it on the counter, my keys, my stuff. The phone must have hung up itself, but I got a telephone call maybe 30 minutes later. I was busy, couldn't answer the phone, and it was my wife saying, F you, I know what you're doing, I know where you're at, and I had no idea that it had,
not hung
redialed
up.
her.
Oh,
did not hang up. It was horrible.
Did you continue to be married?
Yes, I had a altered excuse for that conversation. I don't think she heard everything, so I said I was ordering some takeout at the Asian restaurant for her, and that's why this Asian woman was speaking in the background.
So does that mean you had to go find a Thai place that was open to get food to bring back?
Yes, it was daytime, so it was not bad. It was after work. They're open, so.
So wait, your wife couldn't make out what the woman was saying. She could just tell she had an Asian accent and she was there.
Yes, pretty much. I'm guessing that's what it was because it kind of went away when I brought her home some dim sum. So,
Jesus Christ!
Are you still married?
Yes, still married.
Okay.
And when's the last time you went to one of these massage places?
I'm actually stuck in traffic heading there now, honestly.
Okay. Stuck in traffic heading there now.
Well, if you leave your phone on, we'll call you and let you know.
Hey,
I'm
one more
MVP, so.
One more question. Did you ever use that website? I'm not going to say the name of it, but it was something Maps.
Oh, I got a story about that.
Oh, no. Does this get you to all the little places or what?
Yeah.
What, there's like an app so you can find all the...
there's a website. Oh, trust me.
There was like there was a story about some of them getting busted or whatever, and then this came out that you could use either a website or an app, and you could find which places had what.
Offered the full massage.
Oh, I know a little bit about this.
Oh, do you?
I know a lot about this, actually.
Okay.
I'm not going to say the site on the air, but it's what you think it is. It's this. But so I had a family member come into town.
It's a type of boat. In the harbor.
Yes.
And he's going to stay. He's staying at my place for a week.
I already know the family. That's all you had to say. I know who it is.
He's one of these guys that if there's 5 days that he's in town Monday through Friday, I will take 1 or 2 days off of work to entertain him because that's basically
the extent that I can.
Is this the same guy that pooped on your neighbor's house?
It is.
Okay.
Oh, it is. Okay. So now at the time we had a desktop Apple computer, and it was a newer computer, and so he was using this computer during the day. Now I don't know what was going on with my wife. She either looked at the history to look back at something that she was looking for, or whatever the thing was, and all this stuff pops up. It's not just. It's a lot of porn. There are continuing searches almost every single day.
Okay.
All right. Now, I don't remember if it was not a timestamp on this. I think it was just in chronological order. Did not say the time. I don't know what the deal was. Either way, she gets into the history and she calls me and she says, "We need to talk." And I was like, "What do we need to talk about?" She's like, "Some of the sites that you're visiting and what you're doing, you tell me you're one place and you're somewhere else." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, honest to God, what are you talking about?" She's like, "I need to show you this." She's like, "I'm going to wait because I just want my brother to leave because I don't want to blow up in front of him." All right. So I'm like, all right, well, if you want to wait to have this conversation, that's fine. I don't care. I still don't know what's going on.
Right.
I am still not in the loop. She just said, "We really need to talk." And I was like, "Is this like end of relationship stuff?" And she's like, "Yes." And I was like, all right, well, let's just wait till your brother leaves.
Yeah.
Again,
sure, of course.
All we need to do is get into a screaming match in front of your brother while he's here, Anyway, he leaves. And I mean, she pulls up this stuff. And some of the stuff I was like, wow. Just my title alone.
Right.
Wow.
Impressive.
Wow, man. Wow. And a lot of that was finding out where he could go and, like this gentleman, go get a massage. Or this guy. But she thought it was me. And I mean, it took... And I'm like, dude, it's right. It's right. It just happened. This is like, there's only one person in the house. Like,
right. I'm at work all day.
We're working. Look at this. This is not. You cannot even think for 5 seconds. You're the worst detective in the history of detective work.
Right.
You can't put this together. You're like, come on, man.
Have you seen your brother?
Come on, man. Like. We're taking, like, basically by the time I get home, we're taking him out to dinner, we're going to a movie, watch TV, we're going to a show, we're doing something.
Yeah.
Like, when in the hell did you think, outside of work, that I was going to take drive down to Linwood, or wherever the hell this place was, I can't remember where it was, and do this. And so, and she still was not convinced. And that.
Are you kidding?
That's what pissed me off more than anything.
Right. I mean,
I'm like,
man.
Hey, man, you know what he wouldn't. Oh,
brother, you could look at this guy, and I could tell you,
he wouldn't.
You could look at him if you've never seen him before, and you said, "What do you think is in that man's mustard-stained, dribbling search history?"
But then I learned about that site because I clicked on it with her, and like Ted said, it's reviews, it's all these different things.
They actually have reviews, huh?
Well, people leave comments as far as click on one and then it'll tell you.
Meow meow.
And then it's dated and stuff and it has stars on it. Like, it's like Yelp. It's like Yelp for this. I'm just like, oh my God. I know. And they're all up there.
How long did it take her before she finally believed? Well, first of all, did she ever believe that her brother was capable?
I couldn't even believe it was a conversation we needed to have.
Right.
That was what was getting to me. I was just like, dude, come on, man. You can't possibly finger me first and think that's the guy.
Interesting choice of words.
Right, but I'm serious. Like, I'm not the guy.
It has some places on there you've always suspected, and then you see him on that website.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that's the one where he went.
Yeah.
Because it was in walking distance at the time. And he didn't have a car. And one day, the question was, what'd you do today? Oh, just took a walk down the trail, went around down.
Yes, checked out the lake.
South Lake Union Way. Just, went down there, saw the Wooden Boat Museum, and
whatever.
You're going to walk down the Wooden Boat Museum.
Is that what you're calling it now, your wooden boat?
You are walking 2 miles to the Wooden Boat Museum.
Right.
Because you have a genuine interest in old sailboats that are made out of wood. My ass.
But we know what's around there.
Exactly. When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Bridget. Welcome to the men's room.
Boo, bitches.
Boo.
So I was texting someone and a new message popped up and I didn't realize it. And at the time, my phone would automatically start the message with a thing that just popped up. The problem is it happened to be my sous chef at the time, and it was something about work. But it ended up working out because we ended up hooking up later on for over a year.
Wow. What did he text you? Like, did the tuna shipment come in?
Oh, it was something about the raw oysters that we got.
Oh. All right. Okay.
And how does your phone, you said your phone like automatically responds?
Yeah, so if I'm texting a message and a new message pops up, it'll show me the message on top of it, and it'll automatically
defer to that person? What did you tell the sous chef that you wanted to do to him, if you can say that without being too graphic?
Things that I would like to do maybe on my knees in a shower.
All right. And did that ever happen with you and the sous chef? I mean, he figured, I got the text.
Right.
That's how we met. That's kind of how we hooked up.
Yeah, that actually responded really well to it. And so we ended up kind of dating for, over a year.
All right. See,
I cooked for years. That never happened to me.
A technology mistake that worked out.
The dating part?
Thanks, Dad.
Or the chef part. Or the sous chef.
Well, yeah, because the thing that was scary is that he took so long to respond back. But I didn't realize it until he responded, because I thought it went to the first person. And to the first person, I was like, man, they're taking a long time to respond. And then I was just like, oh, my God. That just went to somebody else.
When the sous chef responded, did he think you intended it for someone else, or did he believe that you sent this to him?
He thought I sent it to him because we flirted a lot at work.
And you were just like, F the flirting.
Did he say, I'm on my way over?
No, it was basically about 2 or 3 days later, and he was like, hey, so I was a little surprised by that message you sent me. And I was just like, I was a little drunk and I didn't know, just played the blonde card, basically.
You didn't tell him that you were texting someone else?
Oh, God, no.
Okay.
And is that partly because you were hoping maybe to knock boots with this guy?
Yeah, because at that point in my life, I had a lot of fun buddies.
Okay.
And no real relationship, so I wasn't cheating on anybody, was just having my kicks.
Yeah, why not? Nothing wrong with that.
On Route 69. Mm-hmm. Yep, we got you.
I think I would have responded say no more.
Yeah. I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Just got an Uber.
Forget the oysters. What about the clam supplies?
Jesus.
So classy.
That is some hot talk right there.
Yeah.
Clams Casino.
I got away with words.
I know. Yeah. Man, you should write for Hallmark.
Or Penthouse.
When did technology do you dirty? 206-803.
I like Penthouse. Like when they still had those Penthouse letters, they'd be like, oh, Mr. Smith, this isn't believable.
When you're a kid, you're like, oh, man, I can't wait. Because they'd say something like, I was a 28-year-old guy. And I'm like, when I turn 28, it's going to happen to me. Well, life doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You're 15. Man, when I turn 23, I'm going to date a Playboy bunny. No, you're not. But you don't know that when you're younger. Like, I can't wait to be this age. And it's like, it doesn't happen.
Well, remember when, Maxim and, Stuff was, the other magazine?
Correct.
They were, massive. And me and my buddies would read it. And we read an article that the best percentage of receiving... a mouth hug for Americans traveling abroad was Sweden. We knew nothing about Europe, but for years we were like, we gotta go to Sweden. We gotta go to Sweden.
But you're telling me that, I'm like, let's go. Let us book a trip to Sweden. If you're telling me just the odds, doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but you're just saying the odds are better. Go to Sweden,
right? I'm here for the pancakes and the
pancakes and mouth hugs, bitches.
When did technology do you dirty? 206-803.
Hell, I'm just gonna hang out at IKEA.
Now we know. Right?
That's why he talks like that.
Is that how you think we talk?
She was just talking about it too, and it says, my wife texted me and asked me to pick up something from the store. She wanted Tums, but because of autocorrect, I ended up getting tuna. She was very confused when I got home.
If you need Tums, a tuna fish sandwich is not
some tuna. Like, oh my God, no. Hello, Todd. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. All right, guys. So this was quite a few years ago, but they were redoing the break room at the mill I worked at, so they had a temporary one set outside. Well, this coworker thought it'd be funny. He went in when everybody was out in the mill, grabbed everybody's cell phones, and proceeded to take pictures of his junk and then put everybody's phones back. So fast forward to the weekend, I get home from a fishing trip, and I'm showing my fiance the salmon we caught, and, just us being goofballs. And she's scrolling, and she comes across this pic, and she just lost her mind, man.
Like in a bad way?
Well, but she's like, why? Who are you sending these pics to? Oh, and then I said, that's not mine. And then she really freaked out.
She couldn't tell it wasn't yours?
It wasn't mine. Yeah, I said, that's not mine. I don't know how it got on there. And naturally, she didn't believe me, so it turned into a really ugly weekend.
Didn't you just open your pants and say, look at this?
Do you think that
this is not my penis?
Do you think I got a guy on the side and I'm getting pics from him? Like,
she wouldn't even let me show her nothing, man. She would. Well, so fast forward the following week. I mean, that's not something you bring up at work, but somehow a coworker had mentioned that he had the same thing on his phone. And then everybody else jumped in like, hey, I have one of those too. And then we look over in the corner and here's Ethan just snickering his little butt off. So we kind of figured out what had happened. So it kind of got me into the doghouse when I explained to my girl. But there was one gal at there that her husband saw it that did not find the humor in it at all.
Okay. Come on, man. Listen, and for years I've said this, all right? I've wanted to just take a picture of my D and then send it to everyone at work. I mean, company-wide. The problem is, I'm the goddamn black employee in Seattle, right? Yeah. So they'll know it's mine. So I've lobbied for you guys. Come on, when you white dudes, just take a picture of your D. Right. Send it out. They won't know. If it's me, they're going to know it's me.
My daughter.
Ted has a black penis.
My daughter goes to this club in L.A. quite a bit. Ted, you go to the doctor. And at this club in L.A., the bouncer there, who's kind of like more of an MMA guy instead of a size guy. So they kind of got two kinds of bouncers there. They got the big guys that you just you don't want to mess with, and the smaller guys that you really don't want to mess with.
Right.
So she was friends, her and her friends were friends with this guy. So the guy kind of had a little bit of a liking to her. But anyway, they go to a party, invitation-only party that the bouncer had been invited to with like at a big mansion and all that crap. All right. So they get there, and this rapper starts hitting on my daughter.
Do we know the rapper?
Yes. And so...
Who was it again? I don't know. Just right.
Yeah, but about like... I don't know how long goes by or whatever, but so now he asks her if she wants to go out, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, I don't know, maybe whatever. Because she was kind of interested in the guy who was the bouncer. So the next thing you know, this guy sends her a D pic, my daughter.
Right.
And she's like, well, you know who this guy is? And she told me who the guy was.
Did she show you the picture?
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I would never send a D pic ever again after seeing that.
Oh, he was that well.
Oh, my God, dude. I was like, dude. She's like, I know, there's no way. She's like, I'm not going out with him. She's like, there's no freaking way. And I was like, and I'm looking at this thing and I'm just like, I cannot believe that is on a human being. That is the damnest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Then you think your daughter's going to tell some other guy, you know what? The only reason I go out with you is because your penis isn't that big.
Then you show my wife, she's like, oh my God, look at that thing. So I guess I was like, yeah. Once I saw that, I'm like, there's no point in sending one of those to anybody.
Just take his and use it.
Exactly. I'll whiten it out.
Yeah, there you go, man. Use Photoshop and be like, this is me.
Make it white and veiny. When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Whether you're doing a dance to your favorite artist in the office parking lot, or being guided into Warrior One in the break room before your shift, whether you're running on your Peloton tread at your mom's house while she watches the baby, or counting your breaths on the subway.
Inhaling and long exhale out.
Peloton is for all of us, wherever we are, whenever we need it. Download the free Peloton app today. Peloton app available through free tier or paid subscription starting at $12.99 per month.
Start summer with a $500 Visa gift card. NC Machinery is offering big rewards on small excavators. Grab a Cat Mini excavator and demolish jobs. Dig deep or move material with the smallest line of Cat products. Do more with less. That's right, small is big right now. Big rewards and big savings for your pocket. For a limited time, NC Machinery is offering a $500 Visa gift card, as well as financing of 0% for 36 months for qualified buyers. Now is the time to reward yourself. Terms and conditions apply while supplies last.
99.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Who sucks less? Coming up right after emails on our question, when did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Zach. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola.
So this just actually happened to a buddy of mine. He's too good not to share. A couple weekends ago, him and his wife and kids are sitting at home. Wife and kids are running. They're going to leave to go run errands. Well, when they left, my buddy decides to get on his phone, pull up some porn, he didn't realize that his phone was connected to his wife's Bluetooth. So as soon as wife and kids get in the car to leave the driveway, that pops on through the Bluetooth and just starts blaring.
I mean, he didn't wait long enough for them to pull out of the driveway.
Had to put the kids in the car seat, and he was ready.
I know, man, but it's just like, look, if you're waiting for people to leave and you got to do your porn thing, I get it, but seriously, give yourself 5 minutes, right? Because somebody forgot something at home, you know, and anything.
Right,
just like, when I know I'm in the clear, like, okay, we go to Handytown, but like, not when they're still in the driveway.
Look, I have had a...
He was pumped to watch
That's what I'm saying.
I've had a very similar situation with me without the porn.
All right.
So, significant other is on the phone with her mother.
Okay.
And the conversation is about our relationship.
Oh, great.
And it's not a good conversation. You know, she's saying things that I had not heard. But anyway, so I, on the other hand, am at the grocery store buying food for the week. So I have the car. She's at home. She's on the phone with her mom. I open up the garage door. And as soon as I get within about 30 feet, 40 feet of the garage door, her Bluetooth on her phone was connected to the car.
Okay, so that's about the range? That's what I was wondering.
Now, she was still able to communicate on her phone with her mother. That was going through. But I'm sitting in the car, and I can hear the entire conversation. And I realized that, you know, I'm pretty sure they could hear me, too, if I said something. I'm not sure, but I know I'm on Bluetooth, and it's connected to the car, so I feel like if I said something... So I just sat there for a moment. I'm listening to it. I'm just like... Oh, God. So then I just backed in, went upstairs, took the groceries out, didn't say a word, just went, okay, all right.
I should have said something to the car, just like, I know that's right.
You know me, I don't like conflict. So I wasn't going to be this person who was going to start this. This is a private conversation with her mother. I just assumed they can talk about whatever they want.
Sure.
Get it off their chest. I don't really care. I got the groceries. Basically went up, took the groceries, then just took off for a while on my bike and just came back, you know, like an hour later, like, nah, you guys do your own thing.
What was she saying about you? He sucks in bed.
No,
Mom, you've never seen a penis this tiny in your life.
No, it was more like stuff.
You go fishy with this.
It was more stuff I kind of knew, but just like I hate living in Seattle, blah, 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 all the typical stuff. Like, I don't want to be here. You know, I don't know why I'm here. It was like that kind of thing. I'm just like, well, I already knew that. Right. I just didn't need to hear it out loud. When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK. Can you buy me a ticket home? Maybe I can just come back for a week or kind of thing. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. It's like, is it that bad?
It's tough, too, because, like, everybody talks behind other people's backs.
Of course they do.
Right? And some of it, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't think it's terrible, but, like, it's also not meant for that person to hear.
That's
yes.
You know, that's all
you don't want to make someone feel that.
That's why we shut up so quick. Like when Mike shows up.
Yeah.
Like everyone just stops talking. Mike thinks we're all working hard because everyone's staring at the computers. We've been talking about him. But he doesn't need to hear what we've been saying about him.
The less I know, the better. See how happy I am.
We all agree. I mean, on that note, one of the comments Ted made is he can only know so much because the brain only expands, you know. But that's,
oh, yeah. Damn.
He's not smart enough to know
Mike,
what
you've been
about.
on fire today. I didn't say yes about you.
Right. Sure. Sorry. When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
He scared me.
Hello, Nelly. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, so first things first, I would like to say that I'm a first-time caller, and I've basically been listening to your show since I was in the cradle.
How old are you now?
I am a age.
How old are you?
20 years old.
All right.
That's
well,
about
unfortunately,
right.
unfortunately,
That's
that math works.
Man, oh, man.
God, that sucks.
Just makes us feel old, man. That's all it is.
I was born and you had gray pubes.
Right.
Yep, pretty much. But, man, my story goes for today. I had a relative that needed me to go dog sit for them. And I was in a relationship at the time. And basically, I was 16, so I was even more hormonal and crazy than I am now. But that led to a lot of dirty messages and, you know, the interweb. And I was using Snapchat at the time, and I was full on going at it. And I took a video, and I posted it on my story for all of my friends and family to see without me noticing.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Who tipped you off first?
I caught on very quickly, and at the time that I deleted it, it had said 0 people have viewed it. So I was like, okay, whew, that was a close one. But it wasn't for a few months after that. I was at a family dinner with like all of my family, and I forgot how it came up, but one of my cousins mentioned something at the dinner table, and I was humiliated. It's terrible.
Had they all seen it or just one?
As far as I know, just one. But for me, that was enough. I was also a very shy 16-year-old.
Well, still, it doesn't matter how old you are. When you accidentally send everybody a picture of yourself, going to town on yourself,
if that's not what you intended to do.
That's not.
I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. You're not just like, that's great. Why do you think it said 0 people watched the video if at least one person watched the video?
Because I caught on to it that quick. I mean, it didn't have enough time to adjust the numbers or refresh or anything. I just saw it, panicked, and deleted it, yeah.
Man, oh man, I will say this. I'm glad I'm not you. I mean, that's all. I mean, it's bad enough if someone walks in on you when you're handling your business, or if it's very obvious that you're trying to cover for the fact that you're just saying. Right. Because for some reason, like if someone walks in on you when you're having self-time, typically it's just done, right? They leave, you stop, you don't speak of it again. If you've just finished or you're trying to hide the fact that you're doing it, for whatever reason, in those moments, everyone maintains eye contact. You know what I mean? Like now you're staring down. Like I wasn't doing anything. Like I did not ask.
When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
This one's kind of funny, but I get it. It says, technology did me dirty one night when my wife and I were in bed watching TV. I told our Roku to play 1,000 Ways to Die.
Nice.
Well, instead of giving us the quality entertainment we deserved, it pulled up the number for the suicide hotline and asked if I was going to harm myself. Yeah. We both doubled over laughing. We decided to watch, quote, Life Without People instead. Apparently, I had no problem with that one.
I like this one. My name's Brett. I had a buddy who drank and stayed at my place. So to let his wife know, he sent talk to text, staying at Brett's, see you in the morning. It came out as staring at breasts, be home in the morning. Lucky for him, his wife knew what he meant.
Okay. That's an important part of that. Hello, Amanda. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, boys.
Hola.
All right. So I am a teacher, and I was teaching during the good old pandemic year. Lots of remote learning there. So I've got all my little kids. My students are in their little squares doing Zoom calls.
What grade are you teaching? What grade?
It was 3rd grade.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so little guys. So we're all doing our thing, and then one kid they were sharing some of their projects that they had done, and when the speaker is talking, sometimes the squares can focus in on that person. So we had been sharing projects, and I get into one little boy, and he's sitting at his table with all his stuff, just like sharing this project. And I kept looking down at the corner of a table. I was like, what the heck is that? And it turned out that there was a dildo on the table.
Oh, on the table? On his table, where he was doing his work.
On the table that he was working, he had been kind of talking about his project for, I want to say, like 5 minutes. And then I noticed that somebody came and bumped their elbow and the thing disappeared. But
well, thank God. Thank God they were all 3rd graders, which means it went all over the tops of their heads.
Oh, I'm sure.
No one got that except for you.
So,
and the parent who moved it.
If it had not have been moved, as a teacher, would you feel compelled, like, just to call the home and say, "Hey, look, I'm not worried about your personal life, but maybe don't leave the sex toys on the table where your kid's working."
I was sitting there watching this kid. As soon as I figured out what it was, I was doing that inner laugh, like kind of biting my lips on the inside, just kind of like, oh my God. I didn't mention anything, but it's in our house.
Well, at least it wasn't you.
All right, now, when you do like a parent-teacher conference, because we had to do those over Zoom as well during those times, do you look at that mom a little different? I mean, is that the first thing that crosses your mind, or is it completely out of your mind?
No, yeah, we did a parent-teacher conference, and I was just, I couldn't believe it. it was hard not to laugh again.
Okay, now just one last question about, was it abnormally large or anything like that? Like anything that just made it even more gratuitous?
Make it stand out?
Right, or just standard dildo?
Okay, I thought it was a vase. I thought it was like artwork.
Oh, so it's pretty big.
It was big.
Oh.
It was big, yeah.
Okay, that's that's the mom I want to talk to.
When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK. Huge.
Wow, that's a big, hey, good for
Just
you.
left it out there.
Hello.
Man, just Zoom call or not, where my kid's going to do homework, like try not to leave your sex toys. That's all.
Her nickname's Echo.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
Right? I mean, just as a general. I know it's your home. Do what you want to do. I just feel, it's just me. If the kids are around, like, hey, maybe we move that giant dildo off the workspace that my kids are doing the work.
Yeah.
Because that's the bare minimum of being human. That's all. Just... Hello, Taylor. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
So this is I worked for a commercial refrigeration company. When I got hired, they gave us the option of having a work phone and a personal phone, or they were going to give you a personal phone, or you have your personal phone as your work phone.
All right.
And they pay you $15 a week, so it's $60 a month. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do it. Fast forward, I went to a party and I met one of our suppliers, and we talked, and she was like, do you know so-and-so? Yeah, they're my boss. Oh, shoot him a text and tell him I said hello. All right, fine. So texted so-and-so, hey, boss, this person says, what's up? We go about the party. It's about 1:30 in the morning, and my girlfriend's texting me, when are you coming home? I want to see you. I want to do things. And I'm like, yes. Phone in my pocket, order the Uber. I get in the Uber, and I'm texting who I think is my girlfriend, actually my boss, because he was the last person that I had texted. And I'm going into explicit detail. I want to S your T's. I'm going to play with your B's. I'm going to do all these terrible things. And she's not texting me back. Texting her again, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? No response. I finally get home, and she's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, were you not getting my text? She's like, you haven't texted me since midnight. And I looked at my phone, and they had all gone to my boss. At this point, 2 a.m. So fast forward to the next day, hey, man, I'm super sorry. No response. Text my other boss, hey, have you talked to so-and-so? No, I haven't talked to him. Okay. Fast forward a couple other days, I see him. And he looks at me, and he was like, maybe you should get the work phone. You're probably right. You're probably right, man. I think I'm going to move forward. I can throw away $60. I'll get the work phone.
Yeah. Maybe you should get the work phone.
Yeah, he was like, and he just kind of had this look on his face. Like he wanted to laugh, but this person is very kind of stone cold, and business is business. But I mean, when I talk about novel, I was just explicit detail, and he read all of it, and he looked at me. I don't know if he was looking at me like I was a pervert or he was impressed.
Probably a little both. Probably a little bit of both. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to think you're perverted. I think actually he calls people out on wondering if they're skilled enough.
I think it's more of this, like, you're perverted, but I'm glad you found a person who enjoys your perversion.
Mm-hmm. I think it depends on your kink, too.
Yeah, depending what you put in there. Yeah, for sure.
When did technology do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Because now you just know what they're really into.
Right. You're going to put your... Seriously, do you always do that with your toes?
In the where?
Is that the thing?
Right.
In the gilly?
And then they're like, hey, try this beer. I'm like, nah. I'm good.
Did you like the restaurant? Okay, I don't want to go. Yeah, we're different people.
I don't think I trust your taste in anything, especially flavor.
Hello, Aaron. Welcome to the bedroom.
Hola.
Damn, man.
I just caught that last story too. That's kind of funny. My wife and I had a 12-year-old son and two little tinies, 2 daughters, and my wife and I never really kind of watched any kind of videos or anything together. And this one particular day, we were, I was cooking and we had a couple brews with her, and we started kind of getting a little buzz on.
Sure.
So we sent all the kids to bed, and we go in the room, and I forgot that my Bluetooth speaker was still on in the kitchen area. And I didn't realize, and I'm like, wow, there's no sound. Like, what's going on? Well, I kept turning it up, and finally I hear this our video is playing out in the kitchen area where the Bluetooth speaker, and my son's already out in the living room like, Dad, what's going on?
The house is haunted.
He's like, I heard some lady, and he's like, yeah, don't have to worry about that. And he's starting to kind of understand, he's 12, start of puberty and all that. And He just gives me this ear to ear grin, like, you guys all right? I'm like, yeah, no, we're totally fine, but just go right back to sleep, buddy. And I don't know, he gets to his bedroom door and he turns around and just gives me this ear to ear grin. He's like, hey, good night, Dad.
Yeah.
Are you shagging, Mom?
Tell Grandma Walton I said
that. Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't mess with Bluetooth, man. I just don't.
I mean, I have a couple Bluetooth speakers that I use at home, but I'm always very conscious of turning the Bluetooth off.
I'm not connected to anything. So my wife's phone, it's all listen to music and all that thing. But everything runs through her phone. I'm like, no, I'm not putting on.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who does watch porn on their phone.
Really?
I never have.
Huh.
You break out the computer?
Yeah, well, no, I have a little iPad. I did do it that one time on the television when I had the COVID, man.
What about when you're in a hotel room?
I take my iPad.
All right.
Yeah.
Really? You won't even put it up on the TV there?
No, the iPad's bigger. It's a bigger screen. I can see more.
Okay.
No, you're right.
Phone's a little teeny tiny one. I don't have like a big phone. I got like a smaller phone.
But it's like teeny tiny people having sex. It's like Gulliver's Travels.
I got to squint.
Turn it sideways.
I'm already squinting. You know?
I think they get a little bigger.
It's only that big, man. I can get like that big out of it.
But look, man, I'll be honest. Even if people in real life are as tiny as they are on the phone, if I saw them having sex, I'm still watching.
I just don't want to take my computer into the bathroom.
Yeah, the laptop.
You do it in the bathroom?
Sometimes.
All right.
You never know when the old...
But you live alone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, like, you can just walk through the house on the phone and...
You could be cooking and do it. In the kitchen.
I mean, I guess you could. I just don't walk around naked all the time.
Oh, you
or much.
Okay.
Unless I have on socks and shoes for that.
Of course. That's a good
10 glorious moments every morning.
When did technology do you dirty? We've got your emails coming up from the men's room at KISW.com.
Start summer with a $500 Visa gift card. NC Machinery is offering big rewards on small excavators. Grab a Cat Mini excavator and demolish jobs. Dig deep or move material with the smallest line of Cat products. Do more with less. That's right, small is big right now. Big rewards and big savings for your pocket. For a limited time, NC Machinery is offering a $500 Visa gift card, as well as financing of 0% for 36 months for qualified buyers. Now is the time to reward yourself. Terms and conditions apply while supplies last.
Hey y'all, it's Garth, the Big 615. You're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. That's the thing we call the Big 615.
Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Who sucks less on the way? First time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail.
You've got mail. Let's jump right into the birthdays. Good afternoon, guys. Today is my little nephew Nolan's big 15th birthday. He lives in Montana. I don't get to see him as much as I'd like. So can you wish the little punk a happy birthday from his Uncle Scott? How about some turtle sex and andro penis? Maybe Coach Ted with some advice on the dangers of Crocs and an inspirational quote from Miles. Thanks, guys, and keep on keeping on.
Andro penis.
All right, listen. They're all dangerous. There's two types. Number one, Florida has some crocodiles, mainly alligators, but there are some crocodiles Australia's famous for them. Number two, Crocs the shoe can be awfully dangerous. You got to be 2x4, 4x4. I don't know what mode you're in. I don't know if you like them. And if you drop something in one of those holes, like grease, it's going to burn them.
Okay. Nolan, you're 15. Time to get into some shenanigans. So think about this. Wouldn't it be funny to bring a piñata to one of your friend's birthday parties? Would really be a cool gift. But instead of filling it with candy, you fill it with bees. So it's not his best birthday ever. Big Nathan here. How about the dirty Germans talking about smoking meat and a little kid fish sandwich, please?
Fish sandwich!
Yeah, when it comes to smoking meat, that means I offer her cigarettes before the mouth hug.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like here in America, you guys just use it as a cooking technique.
Yeah.
Guys, today's my son William's 16th birthday. We've been listening together since you guys landed in Seattle. So I'd love to hear the captain tell him to how to best spend his 16th birthday, and some inspiration there from Miles. Thanks, fellas. That from Travis.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. It's been some time since your Capitan's been 16 years old, but if you're like me, it's an age of self-discovery. So for my birthday, my 16th, I went to my local drugstore and invested heavily in Jergens hand lotion. But not for my hands. But because it's your birthday and you want an extra special, I took an empty toilet paper roll and filled it with Vaseline. Crunch berries.
All right, William. Here is one to remember for later in life. When you're with, someone that you kind of like.
That's special, someone?
Yeah. If I make you breakfast in bed, so delicious and so thoughtful of me, to be honest, a simple thank you is really all I need. Not all of this, how did you get in my house? Who are you business? Enjoy the breakfast. Hello, you beautiful assortment of men. I want to wish my brother David a very happy 26th birthday today. Works hard, plays harder, and in between still manages to find time to teach his 2-year-old niece to say Joe Rogan loud and proud. So how about a backwards fart, a fish sandwich medley, advice from Coach Ted on how he can survive until the beginning of football season, and some inspirational words from Miles. Thanks, guys, and keep on rocking that from Devin.
Oh, shoot. Hang on.
Can I get
a filet of fish sandwich?
So you know I got
I'll have a
right.
fish sandwich.
Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich?
Do I get fish sandwich?
With the cheese and the tartar on the side.
I'll order a fish sandwich.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side.
Oh, yeah.
I smell the fish sandwich. Maybe some dinner relish in the morning. At noon. And at night.
I'll buy you a fish sandwich.
So you don't want a fish sandwich? What's his name, Devin?
David.
Whatever. It starts with a D. Now you're a football fan? Oh, you're struggling. But listen, son, what do you think football players do? Sure, there's a voluntary workout, but after that, you'll enjoy the 2 months of summer you had. We all love watching tackle football, but when it comes back, you're going to be obsessed with it. It's the summertime. Go fishing. Play some golf. I don't know, sit outdoor at a deck bar and enjoy a beverage. It's the off season, son. Recruit.
Okay. David, think about this. It must be really sad to be a giraffe. Because every time they have a cup of coffee, it's normally cold by the time it reaches their stomachs. Did you ever even once think about that? You know, I know, because you only care about yourself. All right, guys, here we go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
That sausage is delicious. Still thinking about we went down to Uli's sausage making factory, and they gave us a freshly smoked sausage.
I mean, as fresh as it gets.
Out of the smoker.
Yeah, it was a kielbasa.
I cannot stop thinking about that. It was so freaking good. Yeah, and our sausage is great, too. This was a different kind.
Right. It was just fresh. It was just out of the smoke.
Unbelievable.
It's also weird, is I've eaten a lot of sausages cut up on a roll. I don't know that I've ever just held one and
Yeah. He opened a smoker. He pulled out 4 sausages, took a knife to cut the...
It's like a fresh land Jaeger.
Yeah, land Jaeger. And they just handed it to us.
Yeah.
Land Jaeger.
Eat up! Mm-hmm. Don't mind if we do.
Subject is nicknames. Ola guys, not me, but my 1989 Toyota 4Runner. It is called the Dnipro Express. When the war started in Ukraine and a small group of refugees landed in our little no-name Hungarian town, I responded by loading on my truck with supplies and driving it to the building where they were staying. Since that morning back in February 2022, I've continued to run humanitarian aid in the truck whenever was needed. Eventually found myself as far into Ukraine as the city of Dnipro. There I met someone locally who helped me support refugee children from surrounding conflict areas that had taken shelter in the city and also some of the regional children's hospitals in the area. Eventually, someone online called my truck the Dnipro Express, and it stuck. Today, with the help of some amazing donors, I support 50 children from 33 families. I've delivered medical supplies to different children's hospitals, rehabilitation centers, and prenatal centers in the city of Dnipro, with a couple more locations in Kiev and Lviv. And I'm preparing for another run in August. Your podcast has always been a favorite of mine, and is great listening material during my wrenching sessions on the truck. Poor girl needs a lot of work these days, being so old and well used, and your show really lightens the mood. So thanks, guys, for everything you do. Cheers, guys. That from Bill in Hungary.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks less?
Hey, time for Who Sucks Less. Steven Thrill, you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. They all suck, but it's up to us to determine out of the 3 stories which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to follow KISW on Twitter, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. And we'll start with story number 1. Our very own Mike Hawk shared this story with us yesterday during headlines, but it's worth repeating. A government official in India has been suspended after ordering an entire water reservoir be drained so he could recover the smartphone that he accidentally dropped into it. Rajesh Vishwas, 32-year-old food inspector, he abused his power to have roughly 2 million liters of water drained from a reservoir so that he could recover his brand new Samsung Galaxy S23 smartphone that he accidentally dropped into water. Now, the water was drained into a nearby canal and was reportedly enough to irrigate, just 6 kilometers of farmland. Now, the young food inspector reportedly went on a picnic with his friends at the reservoir earlier this month. Now, the reservoir receives overflow from a nearby dam, and he tried to take a selfie with the rushing water in the background. That's when he dropped his new phone into the reservoir. Now, some local swimmers were brought in to look for it, but they couldn't find it. So after 2 days of searching, they came up empty-handed. They say, quote, abusing his position, he wasted liters of water during the hot season. This is unacceptable behavior that cannot be tolerated. Anyway, the Department of Irrigation also expressed its dismay that such a significant amount of water was wasted for what they call such a trivial reason. I'm inclined to agree. Now, in the face of all the criticism, he says, look, he defended his position to have the entire water reservoir drained by claiming that his brand new Galaxy S23 smartphone contained important departmental information. Again, he's a food inspector. These are not state secrets. You know what I'm saying? You're a food inspector, homeboy. Now we go to Florida. Fort Lauderdale, 38-year-old woman. She was caught driving while under the influence of alcohol with children in the car before. But this time, there were 7 kids, and one of them was injured when she crashed. Now, the children, who were between the ages of 3 and 6 years old, they were not in their seatbelts when she crossed over a raised curb median into oncoming traffic and crashed into another car. Now, police officers reported that they smelled alcohol coming from her breath. During a phone conversation, they heard her say, quote, I was drinking. Well, they searched the car and found a closed glass of beer in the center console and spilled alcohol in the driver's seat. Now, her most recent DUI with children in the car was just last month. And 2 of the 3 children who were with her in her arrest back in April were among the 7 who were with her during the wrong-way crash. We don't know if she's related, whatever the case is. Either way, prosecutors, they filed a 3rd-degree felony case with 27 charges. DUI with damage to property or a person. 7 counts of driving under the influence while accompanied by a minor. 7 counts of child neglect. 7 counts of child restraint violations. Driving with a suspended license. Refusal to submit to a DUI test. Driving on the wrong side of the road. And battery on a police officer. Keep in mind, she got busted driving drunk a month ago with 3 kids in the car. And then just did it again earlier this week with 7 kids in the car.
And they don't say how she knows the kids?
It doesn't say relation, nothing. Just says there were kids in the car. So who knows? She might run a daycare. I have no idea.
I was going to say, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe she runs it. Yeah, I don't know what's worse.
And now, we all know that plane passengers have certainly gotten worse over the years, but an American Airlines passenger prevented a plane from taking off, forcing others to reschedule their flights after she was asked to get off of her phone. Now, the woman refused the flight attendant's request, which made her, quote, irate as the plane heading to Chicago was departing from the Buffalo Niagara International Airport. She left her seat, headed toward the front of the plane, argued with passengers, spit on one of them. Then she's accused of taking out her phone and recording. And they say the situation escalated when the woman realized she was, quote, going to be in trouble, so she decided to leave. So with the plane in motion, she pushed the flight attendant out of the way, opened the front door, and slid down the aircraft's emergency slide after causing it to activate. The 24-year-old woman, sadly from Rochester, was sentenced to time served and 3 years probation after she pleaded guilty to 2 counts of civil assault in the special aircraft jurisdiction of the United States. Now, because the woman caused the plane's emergency slide to deploy when she opened the door, the airlines then deemed the aircraft inoperable. The passengers were forced to get off and make new flight plans as a result. And after she slid out of the plane, she tried running away, but officials, they managed to apprehend her on the tarmac. She is accused of resisting arrest, damaging a wall once inside the transportation authorities, police station, etc., etc. Just so you know, she says, hey, I was drunk. I've been drunk too. You can't do that. So again, we have the Indian official who dropped his phone in the reservoir, so he drained the entire reservoir to get his phone back. We have the woman in Fort Lauderdale who, for the second time in 2 months, gets busted for drunk driving. This time she had 7 kids in the car. The month before this, she had 3. And then we have the woman on the American Airlines flight who would not get off of her phone in spite of that being the general rule.
Ooh. All right, well, I think the woman who was arrested for DUI with 3 children in the car, then arrested again a month later with 7, I think she's the worst. She's putting children in inherent danger. She's obviously got a problem, and she's a repeat offender.
Yeah, within a month.
So nothing is stopping her. As far as the Indian official, that's pretty bad. 6 kilometers worth of water. It's got to be a lot. I'm sure the reservoir was pretty large. There's no word if he found his phone.
They never said if he found his phone, and if he did find his phone, there's no word on whether or not it was.
It could be one thing to hire someone who could maybe scuba down there. It's another thing to drain an entire lake. However, I think the woman in Buffalo who was drunk, who refused to get off her phone while on the plane, she spat on another passenger who was filming at the time, and then slid down the emergency slide. Just by deploying that slide, I believe it's an immediate $50,000 fine.
It is, and she was only ordered to pay $42,000.
Right. So she did not pay for her problem, but she also didn't create maybe a water shortage.
So yeah, if you
in the
deploy that
farmlands of
thing,
India,
it costs $50,000. But when she admitted her guilt, blah blah blah, but they gave her $42,000 fine. So even if I'm the airline, like, no, it costs $50,000.
When she slid down, she started taking off running, trying to escape because she knew she was in trouble. I'm going to say though, with all that, I still think the woman in Buffalo, who's an idiot, in this situation, sucks the least.
I agree, but I said I hate her the most.
Yes,
I agree
correct.
that she sucks
correct.
in this
because everyone had to deplane, because once you deploy that, the plane is inoperable.
Right.
So you got to get a new plane. All that crap.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one.
And it was a short flight. It was Buffalo to Chicago, for crying out loud. It's maybe an hour in the air.
Get off your goddamn phone.
Yes.
Like, obviously, the woman with the kids in the car and getting DUIs, which is terrible, but that's twice in a month. I'm like, she might just, like, seriously have a drinking
I think she clearly has a drinking problem.
Right? Because I'm just like, that's alarming to get that close together. And then, right, but nobody got hurt. She didn't hurt anybody else, right?
One of the kids got hurt, not a major injury, but yeah, because she did not restrain any of them either.
Jesus.
She's a piece of crap. But see, I think I'm where you are.
Right,
I'm torn between
not
her
letting
and
it go.
the Indian dude, because the Indian guy, this is the hot season in India. I don't know what you know about India, but when they say hot, like, they're not messing around, right? You're talking like 115 degrees. It's next to farmland, and you drained it because you dropped your goddamn phone. It's a phone. I know. I'm torn right there with it, man.
But did we hear yesterday that they told him he could do it or whatever?
They did. He said he reached out and they said, "Oh, go ahead, drain it." But it doesn't mean you should.
No, I know.
You're right. You're right. He did reach.
It's called a reservoir for a reason. You're saving the water for the time when it's needed.
But he did in fact reach out to them. Took them a few days to respond, but they said, "You know what? If it's that important to you, drain the reservoir." So he did, in theory, get permission.
I mean, at the end, I'll probably agree with you, Miles, because the woman in Buffalo, as annoying as she is, you're missing a flight. Now, outside of like a funeral, but generally,
right.
You know what I mean? That's pretty low numbers on a plane. And like, look, I just did it last fall, but like I flew home a few days beforehand. But outside of that, it's like, I don't know. If you miss a flight, it sucks. You might be late to something. It's annoying.
Frustrating, but it's right.
Right, like even if I missed somebody's wedding and showed up at the reception, I'd be like, all right. But yeah, I guess she does suck the least.
You just hate saying it, don't you?
I do. I will say, again, not saying it's okay or it's a valid excuse, but credit to her for being like, I was hammered, I was an a-hole.
Yeah, I mean, you do appreciate people saying.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I messed up.
Yeah.
Debate continues on Who Sucks Less if you follow KISW on Twitter. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Whether you're doing a dance to your favorite artist in the office parking lot or being guided into Warrior One in the break room before your shift, whether you're running on your Peloton tread at your mom's house while she watches the baby, or counting your breaths on the subway.
Inhaling and long exhale out.
Peloton is for all of us, wherever we are, whenever we need it. Download the free Peloton app today. Peloton app available through free tier or paid subscription starting at $12.99 per month.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Our co-host will drink it toast with the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check with Mike Hart and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Yes. McDonald's has a new toy in China, which is a McNugget that you can play Tetris on.
A McNugget?
It's a plastic McNugget.
Ah, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yay.
Man, I love Tetris. When I was a kid, that was like my grandfather's favorite game that he always had on his Game Boy that was next to the toilet.
Yeah, it's fun.
Always played Tetris.
Next to the toilet?
Yeah.
Okay. The toilet.
I got yelled at one time because I was taking up too much time in the bathroom.
You're playing Tetris.
I was on the Game Boy playing Tetris. My feet fell asleep. An annual study has found the best place to raise a family. Fremont, California.
I don't know much about Fremont. It seems to do well in these kinds of things, but I don't know where it's at.
From what I hear, it's the best place to raise a family.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not the rodeo.
Right.
I mean, maybe it's just because of Vegas and Seattle. When I think Fremont, I think party.
Sure.
And Fremont's a good neighborhood. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
Right? Like,
you're going to have a good time in Fremont.
But there's definitely, right, like, there's definitely
even
bars.
Vegas, Fremont.
Yeah. Fremont Street, yeah.
Party.
Right. And when it does come to California, Mr. Hill, I think I'm with you on there where I don't think I've heard anything bad about Fremont, California.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at, but it seems to do well on all these kinds of lists.
Right. Seems like a nice place. I guarantee you every lawn looks great out there.
Of course. Except that one.
Nice cars in the driveway.
All right, I see. It's kind of... It's like south of Oakland, but not San Jose on that side of the bay.
Okay, all right.
I had to look it up, too. I'm like, I have no idea where Fremont, California is. And, Mike, you're correct.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Very nice lawns and everything. Yeah, it's the neighborhood you think it is.
All right. Cool. 71% of people say food tastes better in the summer.
Well, the summer food's pretty good. As far as the grill goes, the steaks go.
I think there's more variation of seasoning. Right, everything goes rosemary, sage, and thyme when the holidays hit.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that, but everything's kind of the same. Where I feel like in the summer,
food,
you eat different
meatloaf,
I don't know about that, though.
No,
there's some strong meals in the winter.
There are. I just feel like the summer, you take advantage of more of them.
Yeah, you're right.
Kinds of barbecue, all that stuff. So, like, Thanksgiving, Christmas comes around. Maybe get a deep fried turkey. Maybe get a smoked turkey. Maybe it's standard baked turkey, but you're eating turkey.
Correct. Right. You're right. Grill in. There's other options. Everybody knows I wait till August for heirloom tomatoes.
I know. Well stated.
I buy them all the time.
I only buy them in season.
Oh.
Ted always gives me crap.
Buying them from South America.
Because I eat like apples and oranges at the wrong time of the year.
Mike, this is the citrus season. This is not the time for apples.
It's just when you're eating them in like January. That's been previously frozen.
Correct.
Shout out to my man, John. He's a produce guy.
Oh, yes, sir. The average person says that they need less than 20 minutes before they decide if they want a second date with somebody.
That's fair.
Doesn't take long.
That sounds right.
Right.
I feel like you can read a person in 30 seconds.
But you never know, because like a first date, It's like a job interview. I'm a great boss. I'm a great employee. Both of you are lying.
Right. Yeah.
No, it's I'm kind of a crappy boss. Like, dude, I really don't do a great job. You will discover these things as you start working together, but that everything open with a handshake and a greeting, right?
Correct. Yeah. And it's... and I agree with it. After 20 minutes, you
get a sense.
It doesn't mean that the person's a bad person or anything like that, but you can tell that after 20 minutes, we're just not jiving anymore.
Sure. Like, I have a chance to get laid tonight, and after that, I'm not calling him back.
Correct.
I mean, dating's just tough.
It is.
Right? I mean, you're right.
You got to have similar interests. You got to have, decently similar viewpoints. It's after 20 minutes, that's kind of a whole lot on the table. You either still have stuff to talk about, or you found dead ends at every avenue. Yeah. You know what I mean? Fair. Exactly. Well, you know what? A part of dating is going out to restaurants and enjoying some food, but there are those foods that people swear by, and you know that they're just lying through their teeth but when they say that they like them, which brings us to...
The Men's Room Top 10! The Men's Room Top 10!
10 foods that if you say you actually like, you're lying. You might as well call me a liar for this entire list that Mike is about to present.
Yep.
Here's one more for the list. A favorite of Thrill's. Beets.
Oh.
Yes. I love beets. Although it can be slightly concerning when you see your number one and number two take on a red tinge.
That is a bit alarming.
Beets suck.
Thank you.
I'm tired of beet peoples. Every time I say I don't like beets, somebody goes, "Yeah, you just don't like all the vegetables." Or you just don't like no, I like seriously. I don't like beets.
Beets are garbage.
They taste like dirt.
They do. They straight up taste like dirt, man.
Right. Yeah.
Look, if you like beets, good for you, but to save money, go out to your yard, scoop up a handful of dirt, same goddamn thing.
You bet. And you know what? It's not just because it came out of the dirt. I will eat carrots. I will eat potatoes. I will eat the skin of a potato.
You don't have to taste like what you grew in.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
For whatever reason, beets and turnips alike will just gain that dirt flavor and not let it go.
Is a turnip the same as a radish?
No. Turnips are turnip, radishes.
They're all the same doggone garbage.
That kind of don't have any taste, but that little whiff of taste they give you is hot garbage.
Yeah. I just like radishes on a good street taco.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they put them on there. I know people love it. I'm like, man,
I don't mind that.
Really?
A couple radishes, some onions. That's it. Cilantro.
Now, with that said, if you could pickle a beet, I'd eat it.
My wife will throw
more apt to eat it. Yeah.
radishes into a salad because I'm sure there's some sort of superfood that I need, but that's about it.
They are not a superfood.
I bought beets at the Ballard Farmers Market.
Why?
I just think the prep work on them is so intense for the output.
Do you like beets?
I do not. I'm just...
So why'd you buy them at the farmer's market? They'd say give it to you.
You know goddamn why? It was my idea. Let's buy beets.
I thought you were going to say the woman selling them were hot.
I still wouldn't buy the goddamn beets.
Oh, damn.
I'd buy her a shot.
So number 10 of the 10 foods that you're lying if you say that you actually like, black licorice.
I'm just not a fan.
When I was a kid, I liked it, but
this list is already starting off a little harsh. Because if somebody says they like it, I'm like, oh, you a freak. But I wouldn't be like, liar.
Right.
I believe you. I just don't understand.
I don't like I'll drink a shot of Rumplemans, even though I don't like it. I'll drink a Jägermeister, even if I don't like it.
Yeah.
I just don't like black licorice to sit there and chew on. I'm just doing the shot because someone ordered the shot.
But I feel like booze is different because I'm still going to reach the destination I'm trying to get to.
When I was a kid, my grandfather on my mother's side was old school as it gets, and he had a jar of black licorice that he loved black licorice. Their home smelled of black licorice, and to this day, it reminds me of going to my grandparents' house. And I liked it at the time. But what's weird is it needed to be stale because it was in a jar. It's not like it was in a package or anything like that.
So you need a little crispy.
So it had a little bit of a stretch to it. It was, like those old cartoons where they bite off a chunk of licorice that was totally not licorice now that I'm older and finally understand what they were actually doing.
Yeah.
But that was, I was like, okay, yeah, that's what it tastes like. It's a little bit gritty. It's chewy. It's got a very small amount of flavor. And yeah, it's not the best, but I enjoyed it. Today, I can't do it. I don't know if they changed black licorice, but I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I don't eat black licorice, but I'll drink like absinthe.
There you go.
yeah. And it still stays with you for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 9, anchovies. I've only had.
I love anchovies.
I like anchovies.
I love them.
I had anchovies one time.
I made some homemade Caesar dressing the other night with anchovies, and it was so freaking good.
And I do like a Caesar dressing. I tried anchovies one time, and it was on a pizza because I heard that was one of those controversial things that you could put on a pizza. I found a place that would put it on there, and I tried it. It was not bad, but
it's too much on the pizza because they go on hot. Well, people cook them on there.
Right. You shouldn't cook them.
And right. I would rather put them on room temperature after the fact.
Yeah. And I legitimately, when I because it's one of those, it's kind of like a mod pizza. It's kind of like a mod pizza where you can make it, how you want it. And I told him, can you go light on the anchovies because I haven't tried it before. I don't know if I'll like it. The problem with going light on the anchovies, your entire pizza's anchovies.
It's still right. You can't
again, anchovies are on the side like banana peppers. They're a cold pepper, so you don't want to cook them.
Okay, that's a good call. Number 8, Brussels sprouts.
I like Brussels sprouts.
I don't understand. Okay, now, look, I don't like Brussels sprouts. That said, we had a conversation about, they've been around forever. Why is everyone suddenly liking them? And then we found out, it was like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, scientists figured out how to remove, whatever it is about Brussels sprouts that universally was hated, they kind of removed that from its chemical makeup. So they're less offensive. So now people enjoy Brussels sprouts. I still do not.
Also,
but they did do something to quote-unquote improve the taste.
You bake them, you deep fry them. They're still slathered in oil.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you bake them on a pan, you've still got olive.
You bet.
It's one of the few vegetables. It's like green beans. There's a reason that green beans can be made to taste good. Bacon fat, bacon.
Correct.
All the things you put in.
Yeah, you know what, man?
It needs help.
I'll grab green beans out of the can and just heat them up. They're fine. A little bit of salt. We're fine.
Jesus,
I'm with you.
Right?
No.
Now, the canned green
I had shaved Brussels on Monday.
There you go. Just straight Brussels.
Deep fried?
I'm about to say, what was on those bad boys?
No, just 3 tablespoons of olive oil.
Actually,
cook them in a pan.
There you go.
Brussels sprout slaw or salad. It's very
Okay.
good, like in a cold form, like if you shave it.
Sure. Because
Then
cabbage is
you
not
make it
good,
kinda
but
like
you make a
coleslaw.
slaw out of it, yeah.
It's pretty good.
There are certain things that need help.
We're correct.
Yes. 10 foods that you're lying if you say that you actually like. Number 7, Marmite.
I tried it once. I mean, look, if you grow up with it, that's the taste you know.
Sure.
But, and I think part of it's just conditioning of living here. When you see something that looks like Marmite, what your brain expects to taste.
Is it anything like Vegemite?
It's very close, but one's yeast, one is, vegetables, right?
Sure.
So it's not the worst thing, but I can't imagine that I'd voluntarily put it on anything.
I remember we had a foreign student from Australia that came over. She lived with us while she was here studying, and she did bring over a bunch of very Australian things. One of the things was Vegemite, which they love over there.
Love.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm just not down.
And Thurl's right. It looks like something you'd like.
So your brain prepares you for a certain taste, and
Correct.
It's just not it.
Right.
It's like when you think it's a glass of water, and it turns out that it's vodka or Sprite.
Right.
It's not even that it's bad. It's just your brain has already told you what you're going to have, and you spit it out instantly.
If you're going to try it, go completely blind. Do not see it come out of the tube or the jar or whatever, and just take the bite of it, because your brain is going to play tricks on you. Absolutely. 100%. Number 6, blue cheese.
Oh,
now they just go blue cheese.
I love blue cheese.
Liars.
Love it. Blue cheese or ranch, I take blue cheese about 70% of the time.
To be honest,
depending on the food that it's with.
I can't tell much of the difference between blue cheese and ranch dressing.
Really?
Correct.
Wow. Yeah.
You need to have real blue cheese.
I'm sure that's right.
I think the real blue cheese is the Anchor Bar blue cheese in Buffalo. When those guys sent us, it was more of a creamy blue. You didn't taste it.
I mean, look, I've tried it because they only serve it with blue cheese.
Correct.
Like they won't serve with, which I get. That's how they started it.
Sure.
So, yeah, I don't know. I've just never been into blue cheese, and I can taste it a mile away.
Yeah, yes. I love blue cheese, but I get, if you don't like it, you never will. I understand why some of them say, yeah.
I don't know. I think eventually maybe.
I worked at a place that had a bacon blue burger, and it looked like they just packed all the blue cheese on top of that patty, and it did not look good. It looked like it was dry and chopped.
See, I think it looks great.
There's a lot of foods that look great, and you're just like, man, I feel bad that I don't like it. Like, if my wife orders a wedge salad, it's one of my favorite things because she tries to scrape off a bunch of blue cheese.
Bacon and blue cheese.
But with that, a bunch of bacon comes off, and then she'll put it on my plate, and I'm just stuffing my face with it.
Yeah, I ordered a sandwich at a place I go all the time. I did not ever read the fine print on this one sandwich, and it just said underneath, like the turkey is blue cheese crumbles. But same thing, I have like 3 bites. I'm just like, oh God, this turkey's bad.
See, you did what I do, which is I don't know why this is. You sit in a restaurant, you look at the menu, and which are offering, I go, oh yeah, and then I get it, and I'm like, why is there all this arugula or spinach? My wife's like, it says it.
It's said,
and
dude.
you stopped reading after the bold print. She's like, read the whole thing, and I don't know why I never do it. I just don't.
Number 5, cilantro. Now, I like cilantro. I'll disagree with that one, yeah, because honestly, the only place that I tend to like it is like in tacos or in like a pico or something like that. But
there's time and place, but I do like cilantro.
I dig some cilantro, man. I really do. It's fantastic. I don't get where people feel like it tastes like soap.
I understand why they think it tastes like soap.
Predisposed thing.
Yes.
So can't really.
You either like it or you don't.
No, you like
how you taste it
physically. Yeah. You taste it differently.
Correct. It's kind of like you with the vegetables, Mr. Hill.
Correct.
You've actually got something.
I
going
taste
on.
its truth.
I taste truth.
10 foods that you're lying if you say that you actually like. Number 4, durian, which I've never had. Haven't had it yet.
Don't know.
We need to bust open a durian in here.
No.
Oh,
not in here.
No.
We can do it in their studio.
No, I'll
but
find
not
it.
ours.
Yeah, I think it's funny. We should do it.
Now,
do it in the bathroom.
It'll be awful.
Oh, yeah.
Have you smelled it before?
I haven't, but I've heard it. Like it would like smell this whole area.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Let's do it in VD studio.
There you go.
He probably loves durian. We'll just crack it up. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, he knows.
That's a dude who eats algae. I mean, my God, come on.
You fart in the studio every day.
I know, but apparently durian is worse than that.
I was dating a Filipino woman.
Yeah, I'd rather sit in here and deal with Thrills farts.
Noted.
For a whole show than smell like. Don't open durian in here.
Oh, dude.
You got durian butt.
Oh no. Number 3, tofu.
I don't.
It depends on how it's made.
But that's what I was going to. You can't like it because it has no taste.
I had.
You can make it into something you like. Tofu tastes like what you put in it.
I had somebody who did like kind of strips of tofu, little squares, but thinner squares, and teriyaki on the grill.
Sure.
Now that, and then based it on with the teriyaki.
Yes.
All right. Well, basically, I just had it like a teriyaki bomb. It was fine.
I've had that, and all I said to them was, "You know what this would be really good with?
Chicken.
Meat.
Chicken. Right. You know what? When the wife and I would get teriyaki, I would get my chicken teriyaki, and she would get the tofu teriyaki, which is just basically deep fried
teriyaki
tofu squares.
Difference is
they tasted fine. They were
you
deep fried fat.
But I don't think you can like it or dislike it. It's like water. I mean, it's just there's no.
But you're eating chicken thighs or chicken breasts, right? In one instance, it's grilled. Once you deep fry something, it's inherently worse for you. So you're taking the good of the tofu, and you're deep frying it to make it really, really good. If you have the deep fried chicken teriyaki, what do they call it, katsu or whatever?
Is that what it is?
Tempura? No,
tempura.
Wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's katsu. But that would be the equivalent of that. That's why you don't deep fry your crab.
Exactly.
But eating it for healthy eating because you don't eat meat. It's two different things, right? So you can say, look, I'm not eating this to be healthy. I'm eating this because I don't eat meat. Deep fry the living piss out of that.
Sure.
And I go, I can respect that.
First time I ever tried tofu was my last job. I had a guy that he would just eat a brick of tofu at lunch. And I was like, I never tried it. He was like, give it a shot. I was like, that sucks.
When I was a kid, I thought tofu was a combat sport that you did with your feet.
Oh,
I know tofu, bitch.
Damn. Number 2, quinoa.
Oh, you either like it or you don't. If you like sauerkraut.
That's another one of those things.
Quinoa. Sorry. I thought you said kimchi.
There's no taste to it. Again, it's just like putting a bunch of stuff that sticks to your inner lip.
I will say one of the things that my wife makes is my absolute favorite. It takes so much work on her part, but she makes this quinoa burrito, which does not sound good on the surface.
No, it really does
You
not.
look at that, I see your face. It does not sound good at all.
I was trying to hide how disgusted I was when you said.
And when she was cooking it up, I'm making quinoa burrito. I was like, I am not stoked for this dinner at all.
Just because you put it in a flour tortilla does not make it a burrito. I can put peanut butter and jelly in there. It doesn't make it a peanut butter and jelly burrito.
Yes, it does, Miles. No, but no, it's got like this cashew butter that's inside, or cashew peanut butter that's inside of it. She's got broccoli and like onions and stuff like that. When you say everything, it does not sound good, but it is one of the greatest combinations. She puts sriracha on it, and I get like Frank's Red Hot and put it on there as well.
So she's into quinoa. You should ask her if she's into benoit. See what she says.
No.
It's an after dinner thing.
I'm gonna guarantee you that's a no. It's been well established, Mr. Hill, that's a no.
Let me just try again.
Hang on. But the number 1 food that you're lying if you say that you actually like. Stop it, Miles. Kale.
Yeah, come on. Get out of my face.
I had a kale Caesar salad the other night.
No.
Fantastic.
It's a Caesar salad, though.
Right. I know. I've got to disguise it.
Right.
I know. I don't
But
believe
it's
it.
not the
What, are you
kale
supposed to
that
eat it
you
raw?
like. No, just eat regular lettuce. Again, kale has been overhyped. It has the nutritional value is not that much higher than lettuce. Just eat it with romaine lettuce.
No, dude, I ordered from a restaurant. That was all they had, right?
I'm just saying, it's kind of like your fried thing. Like, right, you smother anything in Caesar dressing, it's going to be delicious.
Yes.
I like Caesar dressing, and I hate Caesar salad. Right? You know what I mean? Right.
Right. You know, our buddy VD, he'll eat a kale salad, but it's got so much other stuff in there.
Because he likes to poop.
Exactly. And you know what? It's great for that. It's a great cleanser.
That is what it is good for. But I don't just crunch on X-Lax, man. I mean, basically, it's nature's X-Lax.
I mean, I laugh my ass off when Ted, like an hour into the show, will be like, I forgot I ate a kale salad.
There's one place I go for like these bowls, and I always forget part of the layer is kale. And you're right, like clockwork, like 312. I'll be like, I gotta poop.
Just get lettuce. We gotta get. Oh no! A woman in North Carolina steps outside of her home to find a disturbing sight near her dogs.
What was that?
Said you're gonna want to shield your ears at 5:50.
No.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-803-ROCK.
Start summer with a $500 Visa gift card. NC Machinery is offering big rewards on small excavators. Grab a Cat Mini excavator and demolish jobs. Dig deep or move material with the smallest line of Cat products. Do more with less. That's right, small is big right now. Big rewards and big savings for your pocket. For a limited time, NC Machinery is offering a $500 Visa gift card, as well as financing of 0% for 36 months for qualified buyers. Now is the time to reward yourself. Terms and conditions apply while supplies last.
Hey y'all, it's Garth. I love the country music family. I love the country music family of artists and the country music family of songs. Some of the greatest artists to ever grace music are under the flag of country music. And some of the greatest songs in music history are under the flag of country music. The Big 615, you're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. And I think the country music family is one of those families that is very inclusive and wants both the established artists and the new artists to be side by side in this thing we call country music.
Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Join me every Thursday at 1 p.m. exclusively on the Odyssey app as we go live with Odyssey. Join in on the action as we cover interesting facts, top 10 lists, and some fun new games. Follow the Men's Room page on the Odyssey app and join in all the fun Thursday afternoons at 1.
All right, we made it to drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Big time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today's shot is very short, very sweet. Today we toast a group of CDC specialists known as the Disease Detectives. Disease Detectives tonight on NBC. Now, last month, the Disease Detectives, they met in Atlanta for a 3-day Disease Detective Conference. And we toast them because 181 of the Disease Detectives left with COVID.
Why did you go to Atlanta? You went to Atlanta.
Well, they're located there. The CDC is located in Atlanta. So they invited, they have offices nationally. They invite them there. They're the Disease Detectives. They left with COVID. Just saying, man.
Well, they found what they were looking for.
They certainly did. That's what we found. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Let's see the Throwhill to please everyone how Profile This is played.
You bet your ass I can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the men's room.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
We're doing well, my friend. Brandon, do you understand how this here game is played?
I'm pretty sure I do.
Well, you have your choice of one of 5 categories. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have bite me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? Interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. Hit me with your best shot, where you guess the unconventional weapon that someone chose to use as a weapon. And new, we have Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
Oh, no. Let's do the animal one.
I keep forgetting how that starts, and it makes me chuckle every time.
7-11.
All right, here is your story. We go to New Jersey, where firefighters, they had to use a rope of carpet padding to rescue an animal that became stranded in a sewer pipe. Now, the fire department said in a Facebook post that crews responded to a very unique rescue when the animal was reported stuck in a drain pipe, which led to a sewer backup in the local Home Depot store. So the firefighters, well, they went to Home Depot, borrowed a sewer camera, and used it to pinpoint the animal's location in said drain pipe. Quote, the crew rigged together carpet padding, lowered it into the pipe. To everyone's surprise, the animal latched onto the padding and was successfully removed. The animal was then taken to a regional animal shelter, and in a very self-congratulatory Facebook post, the shelter said, quote, this was truly a tricky rescue, with the animal being trapped in such a confined space. But with patience and persistence, it was saved from entrapment and brought back to the shelter to receive food and water and a safe place to live temporarily. So the question is, what was the animal that was pulled out of the sewer pipe that was backing into the Home Depot? Was it an alligator, a python, a kitten, or a monkey? So alligator, python, kitten, or monkey, one of these 4 animals was stuck in the sewer pipe and rescued by firefighters.
Where was it? Was it Florida?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
What was after
New
python?
Jersey?
After python, you had a kitten or a monkey. Alligator, python, kitten, or monkey. Yeah, New Jersey.
I want to say monkey, but I'm really thinking it's a cat. What do you guys think?
Could have been a snooki.
I mean, a kitten just seems so small that it would back up a whole pipe.
And that's why, Ted, I'm going alligator. Either that or python.
I think I'm going to go with the cat. That makes the most sense to me.
Okay, Brandon.
I want it to be the monkey.
Give me the. You know what? Give me the monkey.
You want the monkey?
I love that you wanted to be a monkey stuck in the sewer pipe.
Monkey down with
it
the
says
sickness.
so much about you. Yeah.
Was it an alligator, a python, a kitten, or a monkey? We'll find out next.
That was a tease. Whether you're doing a dance to your favorite artist in the office parking lot, or being guided into Warrior One in the break room before your shift, whether you're running on your Peloton tread at your mom's house while she watches the baby, or counting your breaths on the subway.
Inhaling and long exhale out.
Peloton is for all of us, wherever we are, whenever we need it. Download the free Peloton app today. Peloton app available through free tier or paid subscription starting at $12.99 per month.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Brandon, new category on Profile This, that would be Analyze This. So we have the story of New Jersey firefighters. They ended up rescuing an animal that was stuck in a drain pipe. The drain pipe that the animal was stuck in led to a sewer backup at the Home Depot.
Correct.
The animal was taken to a shelter. Was it an alligator, a python, a kitten, or a monkey?
And Brandon, that is a question we posed to you. Let us start with D. Ted Smith.
No, not shocked.
Down with the sickness.
It was not a monkey. As much as people deep down wanted it to be, it was not.
Oh, hey,
my monkey got stuck in the drain.
Miles, you went with the old alligator.
Alligator. So that means it's a python.
And Brandon, you went with a cute little fluffy kitten. A cute little fluffy. Yeah.
No way.
It was a kitten.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
A kitten.
A kitten.
A kitten.
You smell like poop.
How tiny are their drain pipes that a kitten blocked it, right? Like you said, a python, I can see it blocking the pipes. Alligator, I can see. A monkey, obviously.
Kittens can get pretty tiny, man.
That's what I'm saying. How did it block to the point that are backed up to the
They
Home
can get
Depot?
pretty big, too. Oh, come on, man.
I've been surprised sometimes.
That is a big kitty.
That is one big kitty.
It's going to be a big cat when it gets older.
I know.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Did you guys like Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Oh, I don't like Pee-wee's Playhouse, but I love this movie.
All right. What's it? Pee-wee Herman's Great Adventure?
Big, I think
Big Adventure?
Big Time Adventure.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you. I never got down with Pee-wee.
Really?
Because, that's right. Like, I'm a kid when Pee-wee's Playhouse is on. Pee-wee. Like, my brother liked, I want to say my sister watched it, but I don't know. I never really watched it. Then I remember that movie was a big deal, but I didn't really care for that one either.
I didn't even see the movie at the time. I think I saw it like on cable years later. Ended up laughing my ass off. Then my son a couple of years ago wanted to check it out. We watched the movie. He loved it, right? Laughed his ass off. And the only question he had for me was, Dad, like, what's up, man? Is Pee-wee Herman a child or an adult? I said, honest to God, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it was right between both of our time frames to watch that kind of stuff. So I think it was too late for us and too early, or late for you, or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. It might have been late for you, too early for me. I just remember it was a massive... and I had a ton of friends that loved that show.
And you knew who he was. I just never watched the show.
Right, I know the Pee-wee Herman dance, like all that stuff.
We knew him from Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Also, Paul Rubens, that's his actual name. In his defense, he's very good in Blow.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie Blow. Jeez, I thought you were talking about his coke addiction or something. Totally. He's actually a pretty good actor. You just wouldn't know it because the main thing you know him from is Pee-wee Herman.
But when he shows up, you can take the Pee-wee away from him.
Yeah, you absolutely.
Well,
can. He can be a different character.
And he got arrested once masturbating in an adult theater. But
which was funny. Do you remember though?
But it's also a weird thing because it's like, I don't know. Like, I've never been to an adult movie theater, but like, I just assume that's what everybody's doing. I don't think that makes him any.
I don't think
any more of like.
This is before the days of the internet,
right? So it's not like I don't think he's like some kind of weird predator.
But no, that was in the '90s, and he got busted for it. It was just crazy news because every headline said Pee-wee Herman, not Paul Rubens, right? So he disappeared from the scene for like 2 years or something. And to his credit, I believe it was the MTV Movie Awards or something. They brought him back out, right? Time had passed and all that. So he walks on. The crowd kind of went nuts to see him again because he's in character. And he walks up to the mic. And keep in mind, Pee-wee Herman, busted masturbating, movie theater, blah, blah, blah. It's all you'd heard about him. It's the last thing you'd heard about him. Shows up the awards, walks up to the podium, and is like, hey, hear any good jokes lately? Because every joke had been about
By the way, Pee-wee Herman, Paul Rubens, one of the biggest collectors of vintage pornography.
I've heard that.
In the United States. He does like sex, but he's not as dirty as Captain Kangaroo.
Right.
Or some of these other children's guys.
Drew Carey or something.
Oh, my God. Like, you guys are kinky. Pee-wee just like weird stuff.
So basically, Paul Rubens said he loaned items from Pee-wee's Playhouse to a man named James Cosmary, who runs a memorabilia company. All right. Supposedly, it was only for the display at the museum. Paul had the right to ask it back for any time. But he soon learned there's no museum. And this guy was just keeping it in his private collection, asked for it back. This guy started auctioning it off and keeping the profits for himself. He says Paul Rubens gave him the items willingly. He does not own them. He didn't, and if he didn't take possession of them back in the day, they would have ended up in a landfill.
No,
so obviously, Paul Rubens is suing this guy like, hey man, that's my stuff. You're making money off it. That's a tough one. I have a hard time because like, you see a lot of stories about actors that take certain things from the set just as they know that's going to be a big deal.
Guys from Friends did it.
Yeah, and I don't even know if you know it's going to be a big deal or it's going to be worth something, or it's just like you want something to remember it by.
It's important to you. Like, what's his face? Ryan Reynolds. He took his Deadpool uniform. And even said, look, I was not, quote unquote, allowed to do it, but I took it because I was this guy. We made him popular. I went to the dude who played Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt. Yep. He's like, yeah, I kept the jacket, man. And it's like, not because I want to auction it off. He's like, one, they tailor make it for you so you know it fits, right? But he's like, I'm the guy. A
lot of times, like, if you're a senior in high school, right? Mm-hmm. Now, your whole life, I just know this, like, a football thing, but, like, if your whole life you've been playing football, at the beginning of every year, you get new pads, new this. A lot of times when you're a senior, they'll let you take the helmet.
And you're going, right?
No,
of course you
never
are.
got that.
No, you didn't.
Oh, we did. Everything goes back.
Yeah, it depends on your school, for sure. But yeah,
we're cheap-ass
take
school.
it.
Cheap-ass school. I will say this, as far as... forget it. I could bring that up.
Right, so I mean, I'm just saying, like, sometimes people just want stuff as a momentum.
You absolutely.
Or memento.
Memento, yeah, for sure. But
so
also, if you're going to loan it to someone, I doubt seriously, and I don't know, but I doubt seriously that Paul Rubin said, yeah, I kept the stuff so I can just give it to you.
So if you
as opposed to telling me you're going to put it in an exhibit at a museum, you go, that's cool. You know, if it's like Mopop or something like that, you go like, okay, yeah, you know what, man?
Right.
Yeah, I want my stuff there.
Well, when they started the show, Jerry Seinfeld, big bicyclist. So he was into riding and all that stuff. He's a big car guy. So like with wheels and stuff, he's a Porsche guy. He's that guy. So there was a guy in Wallingford named Gary Klein, and he made mountain bikes. And so he was one of the last United States manufacturers who built an American bike like Schwinn from top to bottom before it all got, thrown out everywhere else, right? So Jerry took that Klein mountain bike that's green and hanging in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Because he just wanted to ride the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, right. You see that stuff all the time. It's a tough one as it's been so long, but I'm with you. I have a hard time thinking he thought they were all in collection. And even if you let the guy keep them in his fake museum or whatever you thought was a real one forever, that's fine. But once the dude starts cashing in on it, it's like, all right, send that back.
I'll tell you what, I've stolen mic flags. If you don't know what a mic flag is, anytime you watch like a press conference and everyone shows their microphone in someone else's face, you'll see, Como, you see all those things on the outside of the mic. So we have them for the radio station too. And all the ones I've worked at, I have stolen one. So we have recently redone the ones we have here.
And that's why he doesn't have one on his mic right now, Ted, because he stole it already.
I'm going to steal this one. I'm just telling him right now, which is fine. They charge me. But I stole one of our original ones. I forgot that I took it, but it's next to a couple of other ones I've had through my radio career. And at that time, Hair Club comes over, A.E. Dave, and he's walking around, he's looking at my vinyl collection, and I realize it's sitting on top of the vinyl collection. And he just points and he goes, "Are you goddamn serious?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, he points at the mic flag. I'm like, "Yeah, I stole that." He's like, "I know you did because I didn't give it to you." I said,
well, at least you didn't steal the whole microphone like I did.
No, I don't want the whole mic. I just want the mic flag.
It's like a AKG...
Let's see. Succession. People loved it.
They do.
I will give, I guess I should say, spoiler alert. I don't know what episode this person passed away.
Oh, no.
Brian Cox, he still hasn't seen the moment that his character, Logan Roy, dies. Sounds like he's not going to. They say it's an interesting reason. I think he's got a very valid reason he doesn't want to watch this. He said, by the way, if you don't know who Brian Cox is, if you don't watch Succession,
you know who he is.
Yeah, I was going to say he's best known for his role as the local police commissioner on Super Troopers.
Right. Yes, best known for that, yes. And his storied career. You're the guy from Super Troopers.
That's where I would know him from. He says, my own death will soon will come soon enough. He's going to be 77. So he's like, I don't want to watch it. He's like, look, I'm going to die in real life soon, so I don't want to watch my character die.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I think it's super fair.
I get it.
Yeah.
10, I got onto...
that's weird,
I got onto the rubbing iPad last night, 11:30 when I get to bed. And I realized the East Coast gets the end of Ted Lasso before everyone else because they started at midnight.
Correct. So that's on Apple TV though, so I don't.
Right. Yeah.
I don't. It might have. No. I think it comes out at 9 p.m. here too.
Well, what I'm saying. Well, last night people were watching the finale.
Correct.
So it came out at like midnight on the East Coast. Correct. So we get it today.
9 o'clock here.
It was kind of weird. Well, not till today.
All right.
On us, yeah. So people are all giving us spoiler alerts, and I'm like, I get off Twitter because I was like, I got to watch the finale.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen. I only know that because somebody was texting me about it at like 10 p.m. last night. I'm like, what, are you watching it right now? They're like, yeah. And I was like, all right, I still haven't seen it. Again, Apple TV, like tonight, the Sounders game is on there. But you got to have Apple products to watch Apple TV.
East Coast people have already seen it.
Oh, so you're saying at 9 o'clock I could have watched it because
Correct.
East Coast.
Correct.
I follow you now.
So that's right. Yeah. So that's why people get on me and stuff about. I was just like, look, I'll get an iPhone, but I'm just like, I don't have I have an Apple. I have a MacBook, but it's from like 2012, so it doesn't have the capacity to watch TV.
Right.
So like some things on Apple TV, I love Ted Lasso. But I dressed up as Coach Beard one year, but people always ask me about it. I'm like, dude, I've only seen the first season. Okay. I have not caught up on it because I haven't been able to watch it. Speaking of sticking with Succession, what was I going to say? Fans, basically, they went to Walmart and they bought out a shirt that looks like Kieran Culkin was wearing in the finale.
What is it about the shirt?
It's light blue with stripes on the sleeves. It's from the little boy section of Walmart. It's sold in a 2-pack for $14. They're basically saying, like, online, it's gone. The T-shirt made him look like a child, and I know that was the intent. Yeah, I don't know. You see
product placement. Not that they meant for that to be the shirt, but close enough.
Well, right. I mean, it's just a shirt he was wearing. Walmart happens to have one that looks close.
You wonder if anyone paid for product placement, like Coca-Cola, Minute Maid orange juice, because they and they're like, a goddamn shirt that you didn't pay anything for, and that's what they're going after.
Well, also on the show, who knows, right?
I really
if it
don't.
looks the same, but like that show's all about super rich people and this and that. So Walmart might just have a shirt that looks
like it.
Trust me,
like it.
Fred Meyer has cool T-shirts.
For sure.
The Lucky Jean store has good T-shirts. Like, there's all these places where you go, like, that's a great AC/DC T-shirt. I'm going to buy that damn thing.
Or CBGB.
Or whatever.
Look, I'm wearing a CBGB shirt. And somebody, it's amazing to me. Somebody asked me, they go, did you ever go there? And I was like, I bought the shirt at Target. Like, not trying to be mean, but I was like, no, I didn't. And I get it. It's a rock legend, but it's like, there's a lot of people wearing CBGB shirts.
Well, Steve almost played there, but Robin Hitchcock got him in the butt.
No, we did play there. We got a chance to play there a second time, and it was Ian McCullough from Echo and the Bunnyman, who to this day can kiss my dark ass. You know what I think is interesting as far as product placement, right? So a lot of times, and I don't know the company that produces these fake laptop computers. They want to indicate that the person is using an Apple computer, but clearly Apple did not pay to be there, and they don't want to use Apple's logo. Because if you open it up, right, and it's always a pair. Have you noticed that?
I haven't, but I'll pay attention.
Start watching like different TV shows, even movies, and if they're trying to say it's an Apple computer without saying it's an Apple computer, so they'll just show someone using their laptop doing whatever. It's a pair. It's still at an angle. It's still lit up, but it's a pair. And I realize, like, it's almost every movie, every TV show, we're not going to say Apple, it's a pair. And I'm like, you're still kind of giving Apple business.
Yeah, but you're not.
Are you not? I mean, because they're not talking about the computer itself. It's just that they're actively using it. And they would show, so they're a coffee shop, right? And you see the top, and it's a pair. And I'm like, well, everyone thinks Apple, but Apple did not pay you to do that because Apple would have you use an Apple. I don't know. I just feel like Apple, maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Third season finale of Dave. That's on 10 p.m. on FXX. That's a really good show. That's about the rapper Lil Dicky. His name is actually Dave. That's saying, but it's him and his buddies going around. It's kind of like one of those ones. It's not that far from the truth.
Okay,
but it's a very funny show. Very strange, Mike. You're looking at me. I don't even know if you'd like it. It is a strange show. I love it, but it is weird and freaky.
Also, doesn't look like the Mariners have a chance after the last 2 or 3 games.
Give it time, Miles.
I'm just saying they're playing the Yankees. It does not look good right now.
Well, 1 out of 3.
Okay, then. I hope so. Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Start summer with a $500 Visa gift card. NC Machinery is offering big rewards on small excavators. Grab a Cat Mini excavator and demolish jobs. Dig deep or move material with the smallest line of Cat products. Do more with less. That's right, small is big right now. Big rewards and big savings for your pocket. For a limited time, NC Machinery is offering a $500 Visa gift card, as well as financing of 0% for 36 months for qualified buyers. Now is the time to reward yourself. Terms and conditions apply while supplies last.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Canadian man breaks into a bakery at 3 a.m., eats 6 cupcakes, then cleans up his mess. Meanwhile, 4 break into the Jurassic exhibition in Atlanta to hang out with T-Rex. Police help man restart car twice and realize he's driving a stolen car. Police nab thief who could help with your gums, plaque, and tar. And not one but 2 Hawaiian tourists attempt their own Ride the Ducks tour. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story. We go to North Carolina where a woman got a shocking sight. This one's just gross. She stepped out onto her back porch to check on her dogs when she noticed a couple critters dangerously close to them. Upon closer inspection, her fears were confirmed that it was a pair of copperheads.
that were wriggling all about near her dogs, but they weren't interested in the canines. No. Because the pair were getting it on right there in the comfort and safety of the shade of the porch.
Let's get it on.
She called a local trapper who waited for the pair to conclude their activities and then moved them to a quieter area. And then basically they put a PSA out there that was saying, look, if you see two snakes copulating out in your backyard, let them finish it, and then don't worry, they'll just depart. Don't
Is that
worry.
what he said, or was it like, let's watch? Oh, yeah.
They're like, they've got something more important on their minds.
Where
than
was this
attacking
at?
your dog. This was in North Carolina.
Sorry. Great. They're dying.
They're out.
Yeah.
So you would break the rule, because the rule is if something's getting down, you don't mess with it.
I don't care.
Look,
it's my yard. And there's snakes. Off with their heads.
Off with their heads.
A rattlesnake will give you a warning not to come near them.
Sure.
They get spooked. They don't want to do that.
Every snake will.
Copperheads will jump off of a bank and swim toward your kayak or canoe and try to bite you.
To let you know they don't want you
They're
close.
there.
Right.
And to them, close is within 100 yards.
It's a happier Ted Smith world with two less
by the way,
copperheads.
they're fat and thick and they look meaty.
They're gross, yeah.
They're big snakes.
Yeah, yo. You know, and they can't be doing that much good for the environment. Out they go.
Well, I'm sure they're eating
I'm with you, Ted.
small creatures.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to mind two less snakes.
Right. Listen, I'll freak out if there's a mouse that's running around my backyard. I'm going to shoot something if there's a doggone copperhead in my backyard.
Do mice freak you out?
Yes.
Really?
I hate that it does, but yeah. You know what? I fought it for the longest doggone time. And then the last apartment that I had, there were mice all over the place. There were rats in the doggone dumpster. So many doggone times, like a freaking Jack in the Box, I'd lift up the lid of the dumpster. There's this fat ass rat just staring at me, and it scared the tar out of me. It freaked me out. My wife was like,
weird. Because
I didn't know that you were afraid of rats. It's like, I'm not. She's like, well, nobody who's not afraid of rats has that reaction to rats.
Mice don't scare me. Rats don't scare me. Snakes don't bug me. Show me a spider. I'm like, oh my God. The tiniest. Tiniest of all of them, I have a hard time with.
Yeah, but they're spooky, man. They're
spooky.
They're freaking.
They are monsters.
Oh, God. They are.
They're teeny, tiny monsters.
So Australia is not in your future just because of the huntsman spider.
Brother, I've always wanted to go to Australia, but seriously, one of the things I consider are those huntsmans, because in spite of their size, what I've heard from people that live there is you can close your door.
Oh, yeah.
And much like some other animal, no matter how big they are,
They like the shade, man, yeah.
they can flatten themselves out and walk in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't deal with that. And they go, well, they're not venomous. I'm like, that's
Don't
not
care.
the issue. This thing is a foot from one side to the other.
It's a monster.
Like I'm taking a shotgun to this thing, man.
And then, heaven forbid, do not leave your windows down in Australia in your car. Because they don't like the heat either, man. And so what's a really good spot to hide from the heat? Those visors that are right up above your doggone head. The number of times that people have had a huntsman spider, which is bigger than your hand.
Bigger. Like twice as big as your hand on average.
And I got big old meaty paws, and I couldn't grab that thing with one hand.
I saw a video of a guy in his car, and to your point, it was on the visor on the passenger side. But it was still there. And he put it down because the sun was blurring in, and the spider fell out. He did not get into a wreck, but he got close.
I would squeal like a pea, man. I don't care.
I would drive my car off of a cliff. We would die together.
You bet, bro. I don't care. You know what? I'm not man enough. Cool. I'm also not near the doggone spider. Get me the hell away from there.
The spider's like, dude, relax.
Right. It's cool, bro.
Dude, you
chill out, man. I'm just a spider.
I'm sorry the way I look, bro.
Man, the only chance that spider has of living is if it's on the other side of the car just sitting there and I see it gently like, okay, I'm going to pull over so you can just bail out.
It still does not live.
Do you want to smoke? You want a shot? Like, shoot, man.
Hand it a beer, send it on its way.
I like because it's a spider, Mike now has a pack of smokes on him.
I do. You know what? There's 7-Eleven over here.
Do you smoke? Nah, man, it's for spiders.
Buy a pack, bro.
Yeah. No, I just keep these in the car in case a massive spider gets in here so I can try to bribe him.
But I can't have it on me, Ted, because it'll go stale, and then he'll bitch at me about it.
Right, and he also talks, this spider.
What kind of cigarette do you think a huntsman spider wants?
Camels.
Really? I was thinking Marlboro Red.
Camel spiders.
I don't know.
Oh, he's old school.
Okay.
Newports.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
I'm like that, brother. It's a strong cigarette.
That's your headlines with that, Mike Hawkins.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow for the turn of Big Dummy and the Head Chef's back with Ted Meat and Potatoes. Lovely Taryn Daly's up next.
Yes, indeed. It's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch for 180 seconds or so. So until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.